I'm so fucking ready. I am so fucking ready. Holy shit. Okay, so we stopped right when a new puzzle thing started. We have a huge library. I don't know what the fuck's going on here, but we got a puzzle room, and we gotta figure shit out. If you were here last time, or the time before that, and you have no idea what's going on in this game, I'm sorry, I have no idea what to tell you. At this point, everything is so convoluted that I don't think you can catch up. Stop what you're doing and go watch the VODs. Cause like, holy shit. There's just too much shit. That's a lot of books. There's a lot of books. Some of them seem to like stick out more. What's Hellenism? I think it's something like a fusion of Greek and Oriental culture. Okay. Why is that significant? A kid's book here? It looks like a children's story about Native Americans. I'll just take a random book like that's kind of suspicious. Maybe you ought to hold on to it. Cowboys and Indians? Really? This one has Native Americans on the cover. Hey, hey, go get this one. Native Americans, huh? Maybe it's got some... What the fuck? What the fuck? Oh no, it's a like. Oh no. But hey, Dan. I mean, I literally just went live. Like, literally just went live. History of the medieval period. Maybe it's about Sir Lancelot? Isn't he just a story? I don't think you're gonna find a guy who didn't really exist in a history book. This one says cultural heritage of Rome. Bet that's gonna be some serious inheritance tax. Yeah. Down? Oh, okay. Energy theory, development of nanotechnology. Nanomachines. Interaction between shortwave energy and matter. What else have we got? Just listening to you read those titles is giving me a headache. Fucking same, dude. Can't say fancy technology stuff and I get along really well. I just woke up. I'm sorry. Literally rolled out of bed, threw my clothes on, pissed, and we're going. Because I cannot wait any longer to find out what the fuck is happening. What's that? There's a note on that table. Lights to the books. What does that mean? Interesting. Well, intelligence often hides itself in darkness. Have you ever thought about the pages of a book? Each page only sees, what, maybe 2 or 3 minutes of light before the reader's on to the next? They spend the rest of their lives locked in darkness. Rather like myself. Wow, that's... Wow. Oh, don't get me wrong. I'm not complaining, not at all. I live in the darkness, yes, but that has gifted me with the ability to catch the truths others might miss. Hey, baby. Thank you for that resub. Do you want to put... Well, okay. We're 2 for 2. First of all, twins, do you want to put your 5 towards something? I need the scrolling shit. And Dan, with that $25, I'm gonna guess that's for Doom, but let me double check. Let's see here. Time to whop it out. 25 for Doom. Hey, look, I was right. All right, well, let me add your 25 to Doom, my dude. Damn, that definitely puts Doom in the lead. And halfway to just having a hard lock. Damn. Well, thank you, dude. I appreciate it. Damn. Well, hang on. They're all just gibberish. No, I think I see something. Yeah. If we move them around, maybe they'll spell something. Yeah. Open. Open here, find bulb? What the fuck? What? I guess it turned out well enough. So there's the title spell. Open here, find bulb. A powerful light bulb, not just a regular light bulb. Light bulb looks like it's brand new and really big. Okay. Huh. I wonder if that's significant to this book somehow. Maybe like the letters, like you shine the light to make shadows or something. That's my first thought looking at these. Interesting. Dealer's choice. I'm gonna go Overwatch because XCOM doesn't have any love on it, and I'm not gonna start. Jack wants to put 2 on Doom, so that'll take it to 31, and I'll put Twins as 5 on Overwatch because why the hell not? Bam! There you go. Okay. Open here, find bulb. Yeah, I got the bulb, but. Huh. Our property value is going up out in space too these days. Man, guess times are rough for aliens too. This one says cosmic inflation. What the fuck? Supersymmetric string theory and 10-dimensional space-time. They're just talking about superstring theory. It's a theory of relativity where, how to explain? It says that all elements of the universe are governed by the vibrations and harmonics of tiny supersymmetric strings. Yeah, okay. Theory of general relativity. Oh, I know this one. That's Einstein, right? Yeah, congratulations. I'm so proud of you. An overview of conformal field theory. It's a theory that... knock it off with the science voodoo stuff. Try to put me to sleep? Sorry. You also want to put 2 on Doom. Okay. Look what you've done, Dan. You started a chain reaction. Doom's just rolling toward the top, dude. Alright. Well, I got the bulb there, so maybe... Paleontology, about fossils, yeah, okay. Mother Nature, some sort of book about hippie chicks? Probably not, except perhaps... What is this place? I was trying to make a joke. What is this place? It's just... This says transition of extinct species. We need to hurry it up. We're gonna end up in the pages of a book like that. I mean, that's true, but... Geology. What a massive fucking library, though. Like, holy shit. Cambrian explosion? Did a bomb go off near somewhere called Cambria? No, it's talking about, like, evolution and life on Earth, and yeah. Living organisms increased by an order of magnitude. Why is a mystery. There are a number of theories. This book is a collection of said theories. Hey, who turned out the lights? Hey, who turned out the lights? This one looks like that picture book from earlier. There's a blanket. What, fucking baseball? Fundamentals of baseball? I'm gonna go out on a limb and say it's probably baseball head. Or it could be dead. No. No, it can't be dead. There's not a limit. Head. Kill. And head. Or actually, hang on. Oh my god. What is this? What is this? It's shenaniganry. Functions of the human brain. I'd love to ask you to read it to me, but I don't think we have the time. Snake, I love you. You're awesome. Gotta be a reason why people connect with each other, you know? Yeah, science and stuff. Ancient gladiators? Man, what the fuck? Okay. That one looks a little off. Ancient, oh, that's the one I was at before. What over here? Man, what the fuck? There's so much shit. There is just so much shit in this place. I guess this bookshelf has an astronomy thing. I guess all these bookshelves are ridiculous. Just feel it. What? The handrail is made of metal. Thanks. Couldn't have figured that one out on my own. I think we've checked most of the stuff here. What? Oh. What the fuck? Dadkind. I have no idea what's going on here. Wasn't that a German mathematician? Maybe it's a compilation of his work. Leibniz? Never heard of it. Well, if Snake doesn't know what it is, I don't think we'll ever know. Yeah, me either. Owen. Oh, and isn't enough to go on. Perhaps it's about the English Revolutionary? Sheldrake. Sheldrake. Isn't Sheldrake... It's got the volume number written on the lower part of the spine. Okay, so Sheldrake's important because they stopped. Oh no. No. Too many dad jokes. What is this? Ah! It's a small enclosure with 9 sides. There are 3 of these things that look like musical stands. Hey, Junpei, you think maybe you're supposed to put those pop-up books on the stands? Then you could open them up. Yeah, in the shadow. True, but there are 3 stands. We don't have enough picture books. In other words, we need 3 picture books. And I assume we need 3 bulbs as well. Did we find some really kind of powerful light bulb earlier? Yeah, well, it got a lot brighter, but yeah, 3 light bulbs. Okay, so we need 3 books, 3 light bulbs, and I have 2 books and 1 light bulb. Astronomy. They're out of order, though. This bookshelf has sort of glass inlay. It's pretty big. There's only 6 books on it. It seems kind of weird. And is that a dial lock? Okay. It is. Hang on. 632415. 632415. You're shitting me. I don't feel particularly happy about being praised for that. Whatever, at least the lock's open now. Wow, that was dumb. Alright, what's up with these books? All seem to be pointing at the cylinder number lock. It's because they were. Oh, the bulb. I didn't even see the bulb in there. Sweet. Alright, we got 2 bulbs, and we got 2 books. We're missing 1 of each. Hell yeah. There are books here in all sorts of languages. I can't fucking read them. Yeah, me either, dude. Let's see what we got here. So many books. This is warm? Sorry. Oh, they touched. Hey, what's the deal with this sappy stuff? I don't know. Here's another one of those picture books. Brings back good memories. I guess even people like 7 were kids once. No shit, you little brat. Hey guys, fucking cool it. Alright, good. So we got the last book then. Tales of Old Japan. Got a magic wand on it. I'm so fucking ready. It's gonna have pages inside, smart ass. And there it is. Whoa, what? A 5? What the fuck? Alright, well we got all the books, but we're still missing a bulb. Math. Fuck math. Fuck math. Fuck math. Fuck math. I'm kidding, I like math, but I'm trying to find this fucking bulb, dude. Where the fuck else could a bulb even be? This is a little weird. Yeah, it is, but I need more bulbs. Man. Iron plating's bolt down. It's just a wall, not a door. Yeah. Origin of Japanese folklore. Looks like there are a bunch of books about Japanese culture here, mostly ones about folklore. Well, folklore can cover a wide range of subjects: history, urban life, religious trends, environmental changes, oral traditions. Folklore can cover all those things if you know where to look. This looks pretty deep. It does, but it doesn't help me find a bulb. That almost makes me think that the last bulb has to do with this, because this is the only thing I haven't really solved. But I don't feel like I have the information to solve it. Pythagorean theorem. Yeah. There are a lot of math books. It says Riemann hypothesis. What's there to hypothesize about with the reaming? There are many factors: length, girth, lubrication, or lack of It's an exciting and rapidly growing field. Whoa. Game, you need to calm down. Game, you really need to calm down. More folklore. It has to be up here. Seems a little fancy for some prehistoric critter. Not to mention, without hair, I can't imagine they need many perms. Wow, 7. Sometimes I can't tell whether you're being funny or dumb. History of Buddhism. So I gotta just check everywhere. Hey, look at this. This book's called Greek Mythology. Damn, thing's huge. Can't imagine anyone's actually read the whole thing. Pretty sure it just put me to sleep. Probably be very interesting. History of the Western world. About European history. Okay. Gonna leave it at that, Snake? Doesn't seem like you. Okay. Oriental history. Chinese history and Oriental history aren't the same thing. Yeah, we checked like all this shit. Quantum gravity. How about you start by using real words? Then maybe we'll get somewhere. Poor 7. All that's here is Faraday's laws of electrosis. Oh, you making me a Faraday cage? No. Oh my god. There's just so many places. Holy shit. Energy theory. I don't even understand the damn title. Looks like this shelf's all science and technology. The theory of evolution. That's a Darwin guy, right? Well, yes and no. Charles Darwin wrote a book called On the Origin of the Species. In it, he put forth his theory of evolution. Yeah, natural selection, and yeah. Okay. Mother Nature, paleontology, things going extinct and shit. What have I missed? Robert Hooke's famous work, first published in 1665. He built a... Then it skipped the... Okay, it's fine. Yep. Why did mankind lose their tails? Junpei, do you know what this one's about? What are you asking me for? I didn't even know we had tails to lose. Well, okay. Maybe you should ask a human with a tail. Yeah, when we found out we didn't need things, evolution and fixed them and made not bad things. Oh God, no. I did. It was the note. It says lights to the books. What about this coat hanger? It's a coat rack. Like a place where you can hang coats and hats and stuff? Well, this is not too big, so maybe just hats. Okay, that was helpful. Oh, I don't think I was able to click on this before. Fuck. Who fuck's that? Some famous guy? It's not a person's name. It's the name of a fictional book created by Abdul Alhazred. It's said to be one of the sources used in the creation of the legendary Book of the Dead, the Necronomicon. Oh, so these are occult books and stuff. This one says the Golden Rabbit and the Moon. Does it mean about a rabbit that lives on the moon? No! No! It's talking about the Judas tree that's said to grow on the moon, according to Chinese legend. He knows a little bit about everything. It's impressive. Teletemporation and telepathy. Well, I know what telepathy is, but I've never heard of teletemporation. I first having the ability to travel through time. This book's called Mind Swap. Okay. I've seen movies. You were just imagining it. You were! You sick fuck. Okay. Seriously? Like, I could come up here, but none of these are even remotely important? Seriously? I already checked all these. Man, what the fuck? I've checked all these shelves. This thing's an arrow. I feel like I'm walking across tightrope. Geez, Snake, aren't you scared? Imagine a wall 20 inches wide that runs along top of a 10-story building. Could you walk along that wall, Junpei? No. What about a balance beam in a gymnasium? Well, that's easy. You don't find that strange? A balance beam is far narrower than 20 inches. So why is it that a balance beam poses no challenge to you, but the hypothetical 10-story wall does? The light can easily turn people into cowards. From time to time, a life in darkness can give you courage. Okay. I've got to have missed something. It's about jewelry. It's a math book. It deals with one of the unsolved problems of additive number theory. Poor Seven's like, stop! That's a weird book, Junpei. Indian mathematics. That's funny. Why is that funny? Okay. Won't let me do anything with these. I mean, you can. From what angle though? From like where we came in? That'd be like over here then. That's Greek mythology. That's not it. No wait, bottom right, top left. But that, what if it's facing that way? Ancient gladiators. This is called recreation of lost human functions. You think they're talking about like if you lose part of your body, you can grow it back? No, idiot. They're talking about reconstructing abilities that humankind once possessed. In other words, they may be talking about cultivating a sixth sense. Fascinating. Medical books. Dissection, regenerating organs and shit. Hey look, 7, here's a book that's perfect for you. It's called Correlation of Muscle, Bone Density, and Bone Strength. You're saying that because it says muscle. Yeah, so he is. Monkey behavior. Ha ha. It's monkeys. Bottom right section of the top left bookshelf. End up constantly back at that. Unless... could mean there. Which is just gladiators. Place is confusing. Top left is like... I'm so fucking confused. I've been here. An overview of photochemistry. I think whoever set this up wanted us to see the cover, not the spine. Son of a bitch. That's super tedious. Oh well. Yeah, okay. Move your faces. It says Sheldrake 5. Sheldrake. Sheldrake 5. Let me play with Sheldrake 5. Won't let me do anything. God damn it. I guess, what, do I gotta like look at it first to know?
Sheldrake 5?
Oh shit, dialogue. Oh, get that adventure shit off here. Junpei read the text out loud.
I think I saw the rest of this collection somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think it was somewhere around here.
Let's go take a look.
Okay.
Seven and Clover walked off, leaving Junpei and Snake behind.
Sheldrake.
Have you heard of him? Sheldrake, I mean.
I've heard the name, but I don't know where or why.
Yeah, Lotus told me about him.
Oh, that might be why. Oh.
There's a British biochemist named Sheldrake. He has a rather interesting theory. Morphogenetic fields, which relies on the theory of morphic resonance.
Really? From Lotus, huh?
Well, Clover also said something to me about that stuff.
She did?
Yeah, what was it?
The ability to access a morphogenetic field is affected by a couple of things. The first is epiphany, and the other is danger.
That girl. I told her not to tell anyone.
You did? Why?
Well...
Junpei's eyes narrowed.
Look, man, I didn't push it because we're in a hurry, but I'm kind of sick of this. How about you just tell me, okay?
Tell you what?
Don't give me that. About the experiment.
Snake's shoulders slumped and he shook his head slowly.
Ugh.
He'd finally given up.
Very well, fine. I'll tell you everything.
Oh, here we go. Give me that sweet, sweet plot.
But not here. Let's move to the top floor.
Junpei nodded. With that, they climbed the stairs to the top floor. Snake was silent for a moment after they arrived, then finally crossed his arms and spoke.
I suppose I might as well start by telling you why I kept quiet, and why I made sure Clover did as well. To be honest, the explanation is quite simple. Zero told me not to. I had little choice. He didn't walk up and tell me, of course. He gave me a message engraved on a card.
Snake reached into his sleeve and pulled out a small, stiff piece of paper.
That's a Braille card. It looks just like the one you showed us earlier. So you had 2 cards.
No, only one.
You just didn't tell us everything that thing said.
Huh? What do you mean? I thought that card just had some rules for the nonary game on it.
Yes, it did. And those were the rules I read you. However, they were not the only thing on the card. There was something I didn't read. Well, perhaps I should say there was something I couldn't read.
And that was?
Tell no one of the events that took place 9 years ago. Tell, and I activate your sister's detonator. It's a threat on our lives.
Oh.
Oh.
Well,
Why?
Well, what about Clover? Did she get a message from Zero too?
I don't believe she did. But doesn't it strike you as strange that Zero would shut my mouth, but not hers?
Yeah.
To be on the safe side, however, I told her it was best not to tell anyone. Still, apparently she told you. That girl.
What's wrong with her telling me? I figured some stuff out with the things she told me. I mean, it looks like the whole activate her detonator thing was just a bluff. She's prancing around downstairs happy as a clam now that you're back.
Snake glanced down at Clover and Seven, examining one of the bookshelves.
That's very true. I've decided I can trust you.
Thanks.
I've decided to tell you the truth. The chance that Santa is Zero is very high. I feel I can assume Santa doesn't have the time to observe us at the moment. And at any rate, even if he were, I very much doubt he would kill us.
Why?
Clover told me about the 4-leaf clover, about the words. If he knew about that, then he was in my group during the first experiment. I'm sure of it. He wouldn't kill us, no matter what the situation was.
Snake paused and cocked his head as though he was listening to something very far away. His face looked dark, as though something was weighing on him.
Hey, Snake?
Junpei wasn't quite sure what to say. Snake turned and looked at him.
Yes, I know. You want to know what happened during the experiment.
Yeah.
How much do you know?
Clover told me about...
I see. The morphogenetic field in the experiments 9 years prior. How the experiments had taken place simultaneously at 2 locations, one being the ship and the other being a building in Nevada. And the girl that died during the experiment. She told you all that, did she?
Snake looked down, his face was tight. A slight tremor shook his body and he tried to hide it. He was putting on a good front, but even Junpei could tell that he was holding back something deep and powerful. He made as if to brush something from his face and looked up at Junpei.
At any rate, I now know how much you've learned. All that remains for us to determine
is who did this and why, right?
Yes.
Can you tell me what happened?
Yes.
Snake nodded slowly.
The people who organized the initial experiment were from a company called Cradle Pharmaceuticals. There were 4 of them running the show. Gentaro Hongo, Nagisa Nijisaki, Teruaki Kubota, Kagechika Musashido. Hongo was the CEO of Cradle Pharmaceuticals.
That's Ace, if you didn't know that.
Nijisaki was his right-hand man and did the lion's share of the planning. Kubota led the company's research and development division.
That's the 9th man.
Musashido was their majority stockholder.
I have no idea who that is.
It was these 4 people who planned the initial experiment. Let me simplify it for you. Hongo designed it, and Nijisaki put it all together. Kubota developed the technology required, and Musashido provided the cash.
So it's Hongo, Nijisaki, Kubota, Musashido...
Junpei couldn't shake the sense he had heard those 4 names somewhere before. Oh, here we go again.
Of course, more than 4 people were required to conduct an experiment of this scale. To that end, they organized a top-secret team to assist them with their research. All in all, they gathered 10 people or so. Those 10 completed their team, and they were able to begin the project. They named it the Nonori Project.
Hey, Din Din.
The
What's
purpose
the
of the
news?
experiment was to research the prospect of controlling a human mind through sheer will. The vessel, I suppose you could say, for this control was the morphogenetic field. Why did the glycerin suddenly begin to crystallize? Why did the crystal structure of EDT undergo a sudden change? Why did the rats improve their puzzle-solving skills with each generation? Experiments with humans produce the same results. The more people who knew the answer to a question, the more there were who could answer correctly without having seen the problem before. Why is that? How could it happen? The answer is that the shape of the answer has been stored in a field invisible to the naked eye. And through that field, the resonant event transmits information related to that answer. That's essentially the idea behind morphogenetic fields.
Yeah, I know.
But that's just a theory.
Can't bring yourself to believe it?
Yeah.
Let's say someone killed another person because the devil told them to do it. Whether the devil exists or not has no relevance to the murder. They believe the devil exists. Whether or not he does is immaterial.
So what matters here is that Hongo believed in the morphogenetic field.
That's right.
But I still don't get it. You said they wanted to figure out how to control people, right? That is what you were saying.
Yes.
So how are they going to do that with a morphogenetic field?
I'll keep it simple. Let's suppose 10,000 people have solved a certain problem. The chance of you knowing that answer, even if no one has told you, will go up.
Makes sense.
Let's have another example, shall we? Say 1 million people were to do a handstand right now. Tomorrow, the chances of you doing a handstand would be higher, even if you had heard nothing of this hypothetical mass handstanding. Mankind's thought process and actions are all part of a resonant event. All of the resonant events encoded in the fields are projected onto you. Of course, this assumes you believe in this theory. Do you follow so far?
Yeah.
Now, if there was a person who had the same effect as those millions of people, what would happen? If that one person were to do a handstand, other people would find themselves wanting to do handstands as well. Can you imagine what a person with powers like that would be able to do?
Come on, there's no way.
I'm not done. Imagine another scenario. Imagine another person. This is an ordinary person. Let's say he does a handstand. What if there was someone who could grab the resonant event he created by doing that and use it to make other people do handstands? What would happen then?
Whoa.
A person who has the power to write to the field, and someone who can read from the same. You could think of them as the writer and the reader, or the transmitter and the receiver. What would the world be like if there were people with abilities like these?
Junpei thought about it for a moment.
So the transmitter's resonant event can be transmitted through the field and sent to the receiver.
I don't think I know what that game is, Din Din.
And then the transmitter can control the receiver however they wish. That's what you're saying, right?
Yes. Close enough, at least.
Come on, that's just crazy.
Well, if you want to prove that, then you'll have to test it first. At least, that was how they thought. That was why they decided to do their experiment. That was how the Nonary project began.
Snake suddenly looked very serious, as though he
By
didn't
the way,
before.
Junpei, have you ever heard of the Gansfeld experiment?
Yeah. Junpei cleared his throat and tried to act calm.
Yeah, that was an experiment in telepathy, right? You place a pair of subjects in separate rooms. Then you show one a picture and ask the other what they see.
Interesting. I'm impressed. Yes, that is exactly correct.
So, why did you bring up the Gansfeld experiment?
It was used to screen subjects for the Nonary project. The hospital in a remote town was affiliated with Cradle Pharmaceuticals. Hongo used it to conduct experiments on visiting children in secret. Some of them, he found, had potential. He began to gather children that showed promise. Children that seemed as though they might be able to access the field. Of course, none of them volunteered. They were kidnapped.
His face barely moved as he spoke.
There were 9 pairs of siblings taken, for 18 children total. For reasons that were not fully understood at the time, each pair had one transmitter and one receiver. They were split perfectly. As such, the 18 children were split into 2 groups of 9. The children who were put into Group Q were the ones who excelled at transmitting. They were transferred to the mock experiment building known as Building Q in the Nevada desert. The children who excelled at receiving were put in Group A. Group A was then placed on the former hospital ship Gigantic. From the experiments he had conducted so far, Hongo had learned the following. There are 2 things that can increase one's resonance with the fields. The first is epiphany. The other is danger. Have you ever been faced with an especially difficult problem and thought about it very long and very hard until finally an answer suddenly appeared in your mind? It may seem obvious to say so, but that is what is meant by epiphany. The information obtained through that epiphany can be easily transmitted through the fields, where it can be easily interpreted. Adding danger to that equation allows for even easier field access. That's where Hongo came in. They set up a number of puzzles across the Gigantic. The participants had to solve each one before they could move to the next room. Of course, he hadn't forgotten to include danger. He had detonated a bomb on the hull of the Gigantic. The children in Group A were forced to play the Nonary game as the ship sunk. By forcing the children into a life-or-death situation, Hongo hoped to increase the likelihood of their tapping into the fields. The children from Group Q, on the other hand, were confined to the mock experiment building, Building Q. Building Q duplicated the interior and puzzles of the Gigantic exactly. Every detail was exactly the same. Hongo explained the situation to the children in Group Q. Solve the puzzles you find throughout the rooms. When you have the answers, transmit that information to the children in Group A. If you succeed, they will be able to solve the puzzles and escape. But if you fail, then the Gigantic will sink, and your brothers and sisters will drown. Those were his orders. Do you know why the astronauts of Apollo 13 were able to return to Earth safely? It was because NASA had access to a replica of the Apollo 13 capsule. All of the equipment, the instruments, everything. All of it identical. Everything was just like the real Apollo 13. NASA was able to replicate the situation the astronauts found themselves in. By putting themselves in the same situation, they attempted to solve the problems the astronauts were dealing with. Once they found solutions, they reported their findings to the men aboard the actual capsule. That was how they were able to return safely. It was the same with the Gigantic in Building Q. The children from Group Q had to use the power of Epiphany to solve the puzzles they found and transmit what they learned through the fields. The children in Group A, however, they had to access the fields to learn how they might advance to the next stage. That is the simplest explanation I can manage.
Snake sounded defeated. His half-hearted attempt at derision served only to show how much the story had affected him. Simple, right? It all makes sense, it's just... Jeez. Just as Junpei was about to speak...
Hey, Junpei, Snake! How much longer are you two gonna sit around on those bony asses? Get down here already!
Seven's voice echoed up from below. Snake took a deep breath and blinked rapidly as if just waking up from a long nap.
He's right. Let's go, shall we? We don't have much time. We need to get out of here, and soon.
Snake headed for the stairs, but Junpei put out an arm to stop him.
Hold it. There's one more thing I want to ask you. Are you sure that there were 18 kids?
Why?
Well, I thought it was only 16.
Oh, yes. That was what they said on the news, wasn't it? Yes, I have no doubt that 18 children were abducted and used in Hongo's experiment. After all, you couldn't exactly play a nonary game with any less, could you?
True.
Well, yeah, but are you saying that the news got it wrong?
Yes, I am. There were 2 more children. However, they had no relatives that I'm aware of. I imagine no one filed a police report when they went missing. They were brother and sister, like Clover and I. The brother's name was Aoi. The sister's name was... Her name was...
Snake couldn't seem to bring himself to continue. It looked as if what he was about to say brought him great pain.
Her name was Akane. That was the girl who... died.
What?! Wah! Fucking bad, Jack, bad. Junpei felt as if he had been punched in the stomach. His vision went blurry and his head felt light.
Akane Kurashiki died 9 years ago? Then, who is June? No. It's impossible. It can't be true. Akane isn't that uncommon of a name. If Snake had known her last name, that's a different matter entirely. So they share a name. A lot of other people do too. It doesn't mean anything. It was someone else. Of course it was. It has to be.
Not in this game. What do you want to do with that 7, by the way? Junpei shook his head hard and pulled himself back to reality.
Is something wrong, Junpei? Your breathing sounds strange.
Then Snake had noticed. Junpei cleared his throat and tried to act calm.
Oh, no, it's nothing. I'm fine. Let's get back down there, all right?
Snake raised an eyebrow but said nothing. He headed down the stairs, Junpei bringing up the rear.
I couldn't do it. Why didn't I ask? What's her last name? I just couldn't get the words to come out.
With every step he took, the cold, hard sound of feet against metal dug at his heart. Oh my god, what? Sheldrake 5. Yep, 5th volume. It's right there. It's a button! Big red button! Boom! Whole ship explodes. Well, that's not what I was expecting. Sound like something really big was moving. Yeah. Fucking what? Sandal's gonna open the door for me. Doesn't matter how we pull, this thing's not going anywhere. It's probably locked. What about this one? It's a thick metal door. The handle's in the middle of it. Yeah, there's a handle in the middle of it though. Here, okay. I know you're feeling kind of rushed, but you do realize that's pointless, don't you? It's not gonna get you anywhere. There's only one thing we can do. What? Oh. There's a keyboard in front of the numbers. Roman numerals, hint of some sort. 13, 14, 10, 13. 13, 14, 10, 13. Huh. You think you're clever. I already figured you out. Do you think we need to put the numbers from the wall on the keyboard? No, you can't. The keyboard doesn't have any number keys. You can't type in stuff like 3 or 4. Then that means... Yeah, I'm gonna type something if you shut up. 4 letters. Yep. Too easy, game. Too easy. Figured out your bullshit. Good job, Junpei. Yeah. Password was dead. Yeah, I can't wait to see what's behind this. You're such an old lady. We can't be worrying about stuff like that. I mean, come on. We got it unlocked, didn't we? Let's go. It was just the letters again, you know? It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then A through F. The door opened, and Junpei and the others leapt through it.
All right, this is the next.
Just as 7 was about to finish his sentence, their attention was drawn to the clang of metal on metal ringing out behind them.
Ugh, the door!
They spun around. The door they'd just come through had slammed
Did
shut.
that just close on its own?
Yes, unless somehow Santa's right behind you.
Don't tell me we can't go back.
Well, that appears to be the case. Junpei grabbed hold of it with both hands and pulled with all the strength.
Damn it. It looks like it locks automatically.
Is there any other way out?
Well, there's another door over on the right. There's a card reader next to it. It's got a red light on it, though, so I'm pretty sure it's locked, too.
That's a fair assumption.
But there is a card reader, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Then perhaps if we find a key card, we could open the door and leave?
Stands to reason.
Well, yeah, that might work, but...
Hey! Wait a minute! Are you saying we're gonna have to search through this room for one little card?
Oh, man.
They took a second look at the room and they found that they had found themselves in. They regretted their decision immensely. What is this fucking place? Oh my god! Pieces of a dead or a red. This is where they assembled shit. The only word that could describe it was chaotic. It was like a tornado had passed through, followed by a giant who had picked up and shaken the entire room a few times.
Looks that way.
Junpei's heart fell.
For real?
So they were about to cry.
Well, we can sit down and wait to die, if that's what you prefer. I rather doubt that, however, so it would be wise to start looking. We haven't much time. Let's find that key card.
Key cards are awesome, like swiping, insert, pull out. That stuff's cool. Just tapping is not as fun.
And the Neptune key as well. We won't be able to get through the hallway without it.
It's true.
All right then, let's begin.
Here we go. Gotta rearrange my drinks here. They're in my way. This place is chaotic as fuck. Piles of crap everywhere. This place is a mess. It's so messy, I don't even know where to start. Some of this crap looks familiar. I think a lot of these are parts of the puzzles we solved in the other rooms. If that's true, then this room could be Zero's lab. Yeah, just putting together shit. The Humble Digital Tabletop Bundle. What the fuck even, Humble? Pile of junk. There's nothing useful here. Hey, Junpei, isn't this a nautical table? Yeah, I feel like I've seen this before. Nope. That's the chart room. Where's, is that from the study? Is that where I'm at? Is the study? Video game versions of tabletop games. Oh, that's actually pretty neat. And it loops. Well, it doesn't loop, but I'm sure that'll be significant. Gosh, this desk is really big and it feels really sturdy. I suppose it belongs to whoever uses this room, wouldn't you say? A pipe, great. Right? Look, Junpei, the rest on here looks like Elvis's face. Yeah, how exciting. It's a chair. Thanks, Clover. I see some sort of big machine on the other side of all this crap. How'd I go over there? Oh. Oh, man. Oh, what? So it's not a panel on the right edge of the control panel. There's a control panel in front of the big screen here. There are 15 cells with numbers and letters in them. Let's see. So whenever you touch a cell, then the ones next to it turn on or off. You just gotta use that to make the all cells on the right and the bottom green. Hey, Junpei, I found this piece of paper under that thing. You wanna take a look at it? You think it might have something to do with the puzzle? A bunch of numbers and letters connected by equal signs. Just like she said, this is probably related to the puzzle on the screen somehow. Let's go back and try it again anyway. I need to make all the cells, all cells green. $21? No. It's 21 because, oh my god. Oh no. Oh, it's oh no. Some need to be on, some need to be off. Oh man, okay. We know all these need to be on, and we know at least one of these needs to be off. To get to the L, it needs to be... B needs to be off. And the A is 10. So the D needs to be off. That would turn those, so maybe... Fascinating. It's another it's not a magic square, but it's kind of close. You know what I mean? It's an odd mixture of two puzzles we've already seen. This is something. Interesting. Is it a good bundle? I mean, I'm all about them good bundles. Ticket to Ride? Don't think I know what that is. Oh my god, dude. This... Oh, man. This shit's crazy. Okay, I need that D to go away, but I need these to stay, I think. And I need the B to go away, and I need that one to come on. But that one goes off, so I need to turn that one back on. So... Really? Fucking... Shut up, Snake! He actually was praising me. Thank you, Snake. Don't get cocky, kid. We don't got time for that. Look at this. Check out the right edge. The lid slid up and something came out. A cross and what the fuck, dude? Shaped like a shield. There's a cross engraved on it. That's cute. Anything else I can do on this? Nothing happens when I press the buttons. All right. Oh no. Oh god, no. Well, what's Snake doing? I feel symbols engraved just above each indentation. On the upper left is the steering wheel. On the upper right, the cross. On the bottom left, the mysterious circle symbol. And lastly, the waffle pattern. One, 2, 3, and 4. It's so small. I wonder what it is. Don't fucking know. Keyboard. And it doesn't work, not unless I insert those emblems. Yeah, Jack! Hell yeah! That's good stuff. That's really good stuff. What? A compass. I guess you weren't there, Clever, but I solved a puzzle like this one in the wheelhouse. I think I just need to do the same thing here. The important part is this nautical table we just found. I just have to match up the directions on the compass with the lines on the nautical map. I use the steering wheel in the wheelhouse, but this time I think I'm going to use the wheel attached to the side here. What? Maybe I ought to run through the instructions. This looks probably the... Okay, if I touch the direction I want to turn it to, the compass will turn that direction. I just got to press stop when the compass is pointing where I want to. I think something will happen if I can do it right. I want to look at the map though. Yeah, okay. So we need to go... Wait, which... It starts... I assume it starts in the middle. So first is south. And then we're gonna go west and then southeast. West... I clicked stop. Okay. Wow. I guess you gotta click before. So I need to reset it then. Okay. It doesn't seem to matter, like, the order in which you do it. Okay, south. And then it was west. And then it was southeast. And then it was northeast. And then east, north, east. Got it. Did it. Oh, he's a good boy. Shut up. Hey, we don't have time for screwing around right now. Check the right side of the monitor. It just kind of slid open, and hey, look, another emblem. Big box by the hallway. It made a noise, like something unlocking. Okay, I'll check that in a minute. But hey, look, we did a thing. Waste. Oh no, not another one. Wait a minute. I saw something like this when I figured out that Morse code puzzle back in the communications office. Yeah, the dots on here look like dits for Morse code. There's 2 dots on the first line, 4 on the second, and 1 on the last. Afraid I don't understand. Well, perhaps you should give it a shot anyway? Before I do that, though, maybe I ought to run through the instructions. If I just tap the button, hold it, it'll enter a DA. Once we enter our answer, it'll automatically determine if it was the correct answer or not. Hold on, I need to look at the thing. Hang on. I needed to see the thing. Hello. Shit. How many did it say? I think it was 241. Oh shit. Okay, just that's odd. What? Okay. I don't think I do, Jack. It shouldn't. Actually, that's actually really annoying that I don't. I have to like go in and like check and be like, I have to manually be like, did anybody buy anything? And it'll be like, yeah, somebody bought something. I'll be like, okay. Whatever. I don't know what it wants me to do exactly here. At least 6. That's fucking great. Dude, how many people? Yeah, I wouldn't mind if I did at all. Yeah, because like that's the thing with Humble Bundle. Like it's set up to where it only they only pay me once they owe me $250, and they already owe me like $130. So I mean I'm like halfway there. This helps. This absolutely helps. And if I can get that money before TwitchCon, hey, that's TwitchCon money. If not, it's just bill money afterward. Okay, what the fuck is this puzzle? Now I want to see what the thing was, but I don't. What? Don't. I'm. I'm missing something. Yeah, I agree. I don't think we have what we need to solve this. Metal shutter looks pretty sturdy. It's framed with black and yellow warning stripes. Yeah, open it. Hello. That's pretty damn creepy. There's a coffin in there. A coffin. Oh man, does Seven think? Yeah, he's all pale. He's thinking the same thing I am. No way. Could this be? I'm sorry, but what's going on? It's a coffin. I wonder if there's a vampire in it. Yeah, they don't know the story. I can't bring myself to tell them. Yeah, well, I want to look in it. There's a metal plaque on the coffin. All ice. Ah, the two machines. Oh, the one on the left. It was all and all, which means... Holy shit. It means that the solution to this one has got to be ice, but in what way? I need a fucking Morse code translator. No luck. It doesn't seem to be ready to open. It's not like it's screwed shut or something. Yeah, it's locked in some other way. Hey, Seven, you think you could open it with your superhuman strength? No, I think I'll pass on this one, okay? Very well, we'll just have to give up on the coffin for now. Let's look around the room a little more, shall we? Alice sleeps in a small chamber past the forest of knowledge beneath the navel of the gigantic. Is that actually true? Maybe. Do I have like an entire Braille, or not Braille, Morse code translation thing? I don't. Is that something I need? Steel cabinet with a double door. Something written on these pieces of paper. 3 sheets of the stuff. Is this helpful? Thank you. Okay. This gives me the information I need. Hang on. Hey, look, I'm gonna write on this last will and testament again. It's been really helpful in solving the puzzles in this game. All right. That's all needed. Whoa, that's bizarre. Shut up, Snake! I already solved it, you dick! Really? Come on. After I wrote this down. I see, it seems you've solved the puzzle. Excellent work. The answer was ice. All I had to do was listen to the sounds the machine made. After that, it was trivial matter to decode them. I believe I heard a noise from somewhere on the right of the device. Sounded rather like something sliding open. Yeah, if you'd let me. I heard a sound from behind the shutter. Perhaps the coffin is unlocked now. Ooh. Okay, Junpei, here we go. Oh, holy shit, this is a coffin. There's gonna be something horrible in there, I just know it. Here we go. Ha ha ha. Oh man, there's nobody in there. Can't believe I was scared of something like that. What do you mean nobody? Were you expecting there to be somebody in there? It's a long story. Ask Junpei about it sometime. Well, just like Seven said, there's nobody in there. There is something in there though. Well, 2 somethings actually. No, I want to look down. No, I want to look down. Damn it. Let me... There we go. Oh. Looks like we got a plate with an emblem and the Neptune key. Good shit. That's correct, Clover, but we do need to get out of this room first. Let's get the hell out of here as quickly as possible. I don't think we'll use the Neptune key in this room. Yeah. Okay, coffin emblem. Neat. Progress. We're doing the good. We are doing the good. Navigating in this room is actually kind of awkward. One through 4. Okay, so steering wheel needs to go first. I just clicked past it again. Oh, what? We got something on the monitors at least. What the fuck? Looks like some kind of puzzle. Wonder if these are all the rules. Here, I'll read them to you. When you touch a numbered area, that area will be selected and it will turn blue to indicate this. Touching a numbered ball after selecting an area will cause that ball to be moved to that area. However, you cannot move the red balls. You can only move 3 to 5 balls into a single area. Press the check button once you've moved all the balls, except for the red ones, which you cannot move. The digital root of the balls in an area must match the number for that area. That's it. Okay. Practice makes prefects. Don't you mean practice makes perfect? Hey, let's see you solve the next one, then you can make fun of me. So I'm not, by no means am I an expert on this stuff, but this seems very familiar, given that 9 is the one that died at the beginning. And, yeah. I feel like there's a deeper meaning to this, you know what I mean? Okay, so we gotta get 3 to 5, just like the doors. And they have to, oh man, this is funny. Okay, so I need to get a digital root of 6. Okay, so we're working with 3s and 5s since we can't move the 9. 4 and 4 seems like it'd be too easy, so we're gonna assume it's 3 and 5. We'll work from left to right. We'll assume that this one takes 3 and this one takes 5. To get to 6, we're going to need our outcome to either equal 6, which is highly unlikely. 9. Yeah, no, that can't. That's impossible. So we'd need it to be 15. The way these things usually work is a small number and a big number. Okay, 4, 8, 14, 21. Oh shit! That was easy. But nothing's happening. There's still 3 more puzzles. Oh my god. The indentations on the desk. They have the numbers 1 through 4. Okay, next is the cross. Hey Junpei, something showed up on the screen. This puzzle sure looks like a lot like the last one, but there's more of those red balls you can't move. Oh no, same rules as the last one. If I get confused, I can look at the screen. They say a picture's worth 1,000 words. Isn't that words? Hey, shut it! At least I'm trying, alright? Really, Junpei? Okay, now 1 is... Why 1? Why is 1 locked out? Why 1? Okay. Yeah, but why ace? Why ace? This is interesting. Okay, so we need to get 1 and 7. And it needs to... Okay, so I can't do that this time. To get the 1, I think it's gonna have to be... It's gonna have to be 19, I think. Yeah. Except, no, not, yeah. No, I'm dumb. Hang on, I'm dumb. To get to 1, it needs to equal, not that. I'm dumb. Hold on, because it's 2. Oh my god, my brain. 19, because it's 10. So it is right. So it is 19. I'm not dumb. You're dumb. It's good. And then 7, it'd be 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Got it. It's fine. Oh my god, making my brain hurt. There's only 2 left now. You can do it. Oh my god. Math. This puzzle looks a lot like the last one, and this. Yep. Yeah, no, it's fine. It's the 3rd time I've done it. I'll be fine. If you can't think of anything clever, please don't strain yourself. You might hurt something. Ah, shut up. Just give me a break, alright? I'll think of something. And now the 3's Santa. Right? 3 was Santa? Okay, now they gotta both equal 7, and now we're at the point where it's 3 and 3. It has to be 3 and 3, but we have to come up with 7, which means the same set. And it means both need to equal, 16. That said, we could do 8, 6, and 2, and then, yeah, right? And then, yeah. That one was easy. Only 1 left. That one was definitely easy. All right, put the emblem in there. I think it's gonna lock out 8. Once we solve this puzzle, I'm sure something will happen. Don't be 8. Okay, nope, never mind. Locks out June. Okay. There's significance to this for sure. Wait a minute. I can't. Because I only have 5 numbers and I can't split it to make 3 each. I mean, I have to not, because that can't be the case. Unless it stops caring about that rule at this point. That's gotta be it. That's absolutely gotta be it. You have to put all 5 into 1 and not the other. Wow, that's clever. Which equals 26, which would be for 8. Underneath the keyboard. Eight isn't 9, but we also have bracelets.
A picture.
In the drawer was a single picture. He picked it up. It was a photograph of 4 men.
What the?
Involuntarily, Junpei's eyebrow shot up. He'd seen 3 of them before. I have only seen 2 of them.
What the hell is this?
This man with a mustache on the right. He's the same guy we found murdered in the captain's quarters. He had the 0 bracelet on his left arm. And the second man, with the glasses and a doctor's coat.
Was the 9th man.
He's the 9th man. The one with bracelet number 9. He died after he went into door 5. But this guy, the one in the striped suit.
It's Ace.
Oh man, that's Ace.
Yeah, I guess it is.
No doubt about it.
Seven and Clover come to peer over Junpei's shoulders. Thought the fourth guy in the picture that we don't know is probably the guy they thought was dead Snake. That would be my guess.
But what does it mean? What is Ace doing in this picture? Not only Ace, the Ninth Man and Cap too.
As Junpei looked closer, he noticed the expression on each man's face. Their smiles suggested that they were close, at least to some degree.
And they look happy, like they knew each other well. Why? How? How in the world are these four men connected?
Snake's voice broke into Junpei's thoughts.
You say Ace is in that picture?
Yeah, it doesn't look like it was taken recently though. Ace, the Ninth Man, and Cap all look about 10 years younger.
Ah, so the Ninth Man and the man you found murdered in the captain's quarters are also in the picture?
Yeah.
Is there anyone else? Or are there only 3 people in the picture? I'm afraid I can't see it.
No, there's one more guy. He's got kinda long hair, he looks smart, but a little cold. He's the only one I don't recognize.
What's the date of the photograph?
It doesn't have one.
Did you look on the back?
Back?
Yes, the reverse. The other side.
Huh.
There it was. Praying for the success of the Nonary project with just the information we needed to confirm it. He read it out loud so that Snake would not be left in the dark.
Praying for the success of the Nonary project with Nijisaki, Kubota, and Musashido.
Yep. Junpei immediately flipped the picture back over.
Then the four men in this picture were the organizers of the Nonary game 9 years ago.
And since Hongu wasn't mentioned, Junpei figured that could only mean he'd written the words on the back
That
himself.
means Ace, the Ninth Man, and Cap were all responsible for making it happen. But I feel like I should be more shocked about this. It's almost as if that's just how things were always supposed to be.
That their true identities did not come as a surprise was what Junpei found most surprising.
Why? Why am I not surprised? Ace was the one in charge of the Nonary project. But why? Why am I so calm? It's like I already knew.
Ah, of course. I understand now.
Junpei looked over at Snake. In his own confusion, he had missed the dark look on the other man's face.
Ace was the CEO of Cradle Pharmaceuticals. He was the one who invented the game 9 years ago. He was Gentaro Hongo.
Ace is Hongo?
Even as he asked, Junpei felt as though he already known. Almost as if someone had whispered into his head that yes, of course, Ace was Hongo.
I had my suspicions from the beginning. Their voices were similar. Too similar to be a coincidence. I could never forget his voice. It was the voice of the devil. I couldn't be sure, though. After all, I had no way to check. I certainly couldn't ask him. Even if I had known, however, I would never have told you. Zero made it quite clear what would have happened if I did.
Oh my gosh, I had no idea.
Huh?
I didn't know that Ace was Hongo.
Oh, yes. I suppose you wouldn't have. 9 years ago. You were in Building Q in Nevada, but Hongo was in the Gigantic with us.
I know. That's why I didn't know what Hongo looked like. But why? Why didn't you tell me? I mean, I'm your sister, right? You could have told me.
I'm sorry. I apologize for keeping this from you. But if I'd told you, Clover, I would have told everyone else. And if you did, then I would have been forced to tell them about what happened 9 years ago. I had to prevent that.
Clover and Snake's conversation wasn't of particular interest to Junpei. He still couldn't make sense out of his strange feelings of knowledge. He was trying to organize his thoughts when he heard Seven's voice.
Hey, Junpei. You think I could borrow that picture for a sec?
Sure.
He had no reason to say no, so Junpei handed the picture over. It's gonna be the key card, isn't it? Oh, maybe not. Seven stared at the picture and began to mutter the 4 names of the project's leaders over and over to himself.
Hongo, Kubota, Nijisaki, Musashiro.
I think someone's about to get their memory back. His brow was furrowed and his face was flushed.
Hongo, Kubota, Nijisaki, Musashiro.
He chanted their names to himself, pacing back and forth across the floor.
Hongo, Kubota, Nijisaki, Musashiro.
Seven shouldn't have known their names. After all, he hadn't been there when Junpei and Snake had spoken of them in the library. But as Junpei watched him pace, it was clear that he did know them.
Hey, Seven, do you...
Shut it! Just be quiet.
His eyes were red, and Junpei could see sweat beginning to bead on his forehead.
I'm this close to remembering. This close.
He was sweating heavily now, but his lips were dry.
Hongo, Kubota, Nijisaki, Musashiro. Cradle Pharmaceuticals. Nonary Project.
Then he stopped. Seven set down the picture and looked at the red light near his feet. His eyes narrowed. Then suddenly his eyes went wide and he shot up straight.
Shit.
What?
What's wrong?
Holy shit, this is nuts.
What's nuts?
I remember
Remember what?
everything.
Everything?
Yeah, I remember all of it. My memory's back. I remember what happened before I got snatched.
Seven's voice was filled with excitement.
What?
Shock and excitement had frozen Junpei in place, along with Snake and Clover.
Let me tell you what happened.
Seven hastily drew a shaking hand across his mouth and began to speak.
Like Snake said, Ace is Hongo from the right. The other 3 are Musashiro, Nijisaki, and Kubota. Musashiro was the man with the cash. Nijisaki was Hongo's right-hand man, and Kubota developed the actual technical details of the experiments.
Realization began to dawn on Junpei, along with a pressing question.
How do you know all this?
Come on, man, I told you, I finally got my memory back.
No, that's not what I mean. I'm trying to ask you why you knew all this stuff in the first place, before you forgot it.
Seven rubbed the scar on his chin.
You really want to know?
Of course.
Me too.
Snake was the only one who didn't voice any sort of agreement. He looked at Junpei as if he was simply waiting to see where Seven's sudden recovery might take them.
This is gonna take a while. Hell, it'll probably take me a good 3 days to tell you everything.
Well, we don't have 3 days.
Just give us the short version, all right?
Short version, huh?
The big man pulled off his hat and scratched his head. He made a face, put his hat back on.
All right, fine. I'll give it a shot. No promises, though.
Junpei and Clover nodded earnestly.
I'm a detective. It's a little awkward to say this about myself, but you could probably consider me a lone wolf type. I hold to my own code, because I think doing what's right is more important than doing what you're told. That's why I followed my gut that night. A slim lead brought me to the wharf. It was 9 years ago. The wharf had been cold as fuck, and I could barely see squat. I was investigating a mess of kidnappings, all of them children. It all had one thing in common. A history of visits to one particular hospital. A hospital under the management of Cradle Pharmaceuticals. And my investigation had turned up evidence that Cradle had been involved in the kidnappings. After a little sweet talking, I managed to finally get a real lead from someone inside Cradle. My source told me this.
Tonight, a ship is set to take the children to a large passenger liner docked offshore.
So I headed to the wharf. In the shadows, I searched the harbor until I found the ship he was talking about. There was a bunch of movement near it. Men in black suits, many of them were carrying large bags. Bags. There was something about the way they moved as they were carried. No doubt about it. There were human beings in those bags. I moved before I realized it. I came out of hiding with my gun already in my hand.
Don't move.
I felt metal touch the back of my head.
Drop the gun. I could kill you right now. It'd be easy to get away with it, too. Just tie an anchor to your feet, and no one would find you for a week. That what you want? The fish here would love a meal.
He kept digging the cold metal thing into my skull. There was nothing I could do. I did what he said and laid my gun on the ground. Then suddenly, was a sharp pain in my neck.
A drug?
That was my last thought. My face hit cold concrete. I was out like a light after that. I woke up on a hard floor. Damn it. Shit, my head hurts. I did
See,
a quick
we-
once over of the room.
Yeah, we know this information already from the first ending that we got. It's
Where
just
am I?
apparently you can miss those endings. I guess the
Small,
only
shiny
really
bed,
only
sink.
ending we really needed was the safe ending, so that we could use the field to discern the answer of a puzzle that we had no way to get the answer to.
A toilet with no privacy. I'd seen it countless times as a cop. I'm in a cell, huh? Facing the toilet was a door set into the wall. I was still pretty woozy, but I made my way over to it. I pushed and pulled on it, but... it won't open. Not like I expected much else. Would be dumb enough to put me in a cell and leave it unlocked. Threw myself against the door a few times, but it wouldn't budge. I knew it.
I didn't forget to do door 3. I chose
Gave
not to
up
do
and
door
made my
3.
way back to the bed and sat down. Huh. I sat there for a very, very long time. Who knows how long. Then, I heard a faint voice. The voice was far away. I couldn't understand what it was saying, but I could hear one. It was pretty high, probably a little kid. Huh?
It was the other kids doing the game.
No, it was several. I hear 5 or 6, maybe more. Where? Where are they coming from? I pressed my ear to the wall and tried to listen through it. No, that's not it. Left. It's coming from under the bed? I hauled on the metal frame and flipped the thing over. And there it was. The bed had hidden an air vent under it. The hole in the wall was covered by a metal grate. I dropped flat on the floor and peered through the grate. But I knew it in my gut. This was where those voices were coming from. Hold on. Why are there kids here? But then what my inside man told me popped into my head.
Tonight, a ship is set to take the children to a large passenger liner docked offshore.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Am I on that ship?
Yeah, you are.
It didn't matter. All I knew was I had to get to those kids. I checked out the metal grate. Could I fit? I stuck my fingers in and grabbed it. And then... Yeah! How do you like that, you son of a bitch? I finally got the damn thing off. Sweat was dripping down my face, so I wiped it off and crawled inside. The first bit or so was tight. I had a wriggle on my belly. It wind up eventually, and there was space for me to crawl along on my hands and knees. I went from crawling like a worm in dirt to skittering like a bug. Couldn't say it was much better, but I'd take what I could get. And when I'd been in the thing long enough to start wondering where it'd take me, a massive sound nearly scared the piss out of me. It was like a heavy metal door had just been slammed shut. Then, there was a voice.
Okay.
What? I wasn't sure what it meant, but anything with incinerator is bad news. Then, almost as if that was a cue, I heard a mess of young-sounding voices. A bunch of them were straight up screaming in terror. And all the sounds together made a howl that made the hair on my neck stand straight up. Damn it! What the hell is going on here? I scrambled through the duct as fast as I could. I made a giant racket, but I didn't care at that point. I soon found a metal door on the left side of the duct. The kids were screaming on the other side. I found it. I yanked the handle and threw the door open. I almost ripped the metal off its hinges. What the hell is this place? I couldn't believe what I saw. The room had a dome up top, and there had to be about 9 walls, all the same size. Up in the ceiling was an upside-down funnel, almost like a chimney. I looked down. There they were, the kids I'd been searching for. They all gawked up at me, suddenly silent, for the moment, from surprise and fear. Scared of the room or me, I couldn't tell. Probably both, actually. Not like I can blame them running into a mug like this when they're already scared shitless. I snorted at my own dig at myself and turned to the kids. Don't worry, kids, I'm not your enemy. I'm one of the good guys. All of them stood there, frozen. Well, except one. He was a boy, slightly older than the others.
Santa.
Wearing a school uniform.
Who the hell are you?
Yep.
He stepped forward and glared at me suspiciously. I'm a detective. I'm here to rescue you. It looked like they relaxed some the second I got the words out.
How are you gonna help us?
Where's the exit?
There isn't one. The doors we came in through won't open, and the door over there...
He kind of cut himself off. I think he was considering something before he changed his mind.
Anyway, there's no point. We can't all get out of here. If we don't get out of here, we're gonna be burned to death.
Burned to death?
Can't you hear it? That voice said the incinerator's gonna start up soon. So...
The voice spoke again.
Incineration will begin in 15 minutes.
They only had 15 minutes. I looked back down at the kids.
Why not just use the
20
vent?
or 30 feet to the floor. No way I could pull them up. Too big of a distance for any of us to reach. What the hell was I gonna do? But then I got an idea. Wait right there. I'm gonna be right back.
What? Where is he going? Are you just gonna leave us here?
They just got frightened again. I'm not the best at that kind of thing, but I tried to reassure them with a smile. Don't worry, all right? I'll be back, I promise. So just stay calm and wait right there. I didn't wait to hear them respond. There wasn't time. I had to hurry. Well, as fast as a guy could on his hands and knees. Didn't take me long to get back to my cell. Still no way out of there, but I had a plan. I needed something from the room. When I got it, I dove back into the hole and took off towards the incinerator. Then... Sorry to keep you waiting, guys. I tipped out the doorway and dropped down the rope I brought with me. Back in the cell, I'd torn the bed sheets into strips and tied them together to make a rope. It was sloppy, but it got the job done. All right, just tie that around yourself, okay? I'll pull you up one at a time.
Right.
Huh. Wait a sec. Something was off. There were more of you before. Where'd the rest of you go? The boy in the uniform answered.
I let them go on ahead. We opened the number 9 door and they left.
What? You're telling me you opened that door?
That's what I said.
Then what the hell are you doing here?
We couldn't go with them.
Why not?
Look, the only people who can go through the numbered door...
He was in the middle of explaining when...
Incineration will begin in 5 minutes.
The wall shook a bit from the voice bouncing around.
Look, that can wait, all right? Just get us out of here!
Right! I grabbed onto the rope. First one I pulled up was a girl with a ponytail. Next was a girl with a red necktie. A boy in a jacket came after. He said he'd climb up on his own. The boy in the uniform was the last up. Like the other kid, he climbed up the rope himself. He looked pretty scrawny, but I guess he was stronger than he looked. He moved fast, but when he was almost to me, we heard some knocking. Everyone looked at the door. It had a thick, square window set into it. On the other side, an angry face was staring in.
God damn it! What's going on here? Why is the room empty? Where the hell are those fucking kids?
The door opened, and a man stepped in looking half mad with fury. I recognized his face. I saw him many times in photos during my investigation. The man's name was Gintaro Hongo, the CEO of Cradle Pharmaceuticals. Hongo saw the boy hanging from the rope. Yeah! It was like he was an animal. He lunged for the rope. Hurry!
I know!
The boy in the uniform booked it up the road.
You son of a bitch! Get back here, you little shit!
15 feet. 10. The second I could reach the kid, I grabbed him. I hauled him up and tossed him into the duct behind me.
No! No!
Hongo had lost it. His face didn't even look human. It was like the bastard pulled off his fake face. He was really a terrifying devil or some kind of damn monster. I quickly reeled in the rope, leaving a furious Hongo yelling at me from the floor.
You fucking bastard! You won't get away with this! How dare you compromise this experiment!
Experiment? What experiment?
Incineration will begin in 1 minute.
Hey, old man! What the hell are you doing? Hurry up!
The boy in the uniform was trying to get my attention. I may have thrown a salute in the raging asshole's face before I closed the door behind me. No point to going back to the cell, so we went down the other direction instead. After about 30 feet, we came across another duct on the left. This one was heading down. Everybody nodded and took turns sliding down it. The duct emptied us out into a narrow hallway. There was a door on either side. The one on the left was a normal double door. But the one on the right was familiar. It had black and yellow stripes, and a device next to it on the wall. The plate on it read, Incinerator. Incinerator?
Yeah, that's where we were.
This is the other side of the 9 door.
It was the girl with the red tie who answered me. You were inside an incinerator?
Yeah, Hongo might still be there. It looks like it's been shut off, though.
Wait, what? If he's still in there...
Yeah, that's not good.
Oh, it's great, actually.
Let
Let him burn.
We gotta get out of here. Go to the other door, hurry! The kids started running, and I was close on their heels. On the other side of the door was a large spiral staircase. Run! Didn't need to tell them twice. We went up and up and up. Our feet pounded the steps. Our arms pumping fast. We went round, round, round. The devil was on our tail. The stairway kept going. We passed a couple of landings when the boy in the uniform suddenly spoke.
That's Snake.
Something's up. Akane's not catching up to us.
Akane?
My kid sister. The girl with the red necktie.
Akane. That's strange. I didn't remember seeing that name on the list of missing kids.
Hey! Akane!
He kept his hands around his mouth and yelled.
And it all makes sense.
Maybe we outran her.
And it all makes sense. It all makes perfect sense. That's why he wouldn't leave without her.
The boy in the uniform skidded to a stop. I stopped too.
That means she's
So
not
did the
dead,
other
though.
two kids. When did we do that?
Well, we passed a couple big rooms on the way here. Maybe she took a rest in one of them?
No, that's impossible.
Sorry, Grandpa. You keep going. I gotta go look for her downstairs.
He turned to go.
Hey, kid, wait! God damn it, I said wait!
I don't think the kid even heard me.
Fuck!
I spun around to the boy in the jacket, the girl with the ponytail.
I'm going after him. You two keep going, all right? Got it?
The girl nodded and ran up the stairs. The boy.
I'm going with you.
I didn't have time to argue. I just nodded and took off down the stairs. I could hear him following me. We ran all the way to the bottom floor, calling for her. Akane was nowhere to be found.
God damn it, where the hell did she go?
I could tell the kid was frustrated. And then suddenly...
Help me! Somebody help me!
We heard a girl's voice.
Akane!
The boy in the uniform threw open the door and leapt into the hallway by the incinerator. We rushed in after him. I couldn't for the life of me believe what we were seeing. That bastard Hongo had Akane by the arm and was forcing her into the incinerator.
Come on, goddammit, move!
No, I don't want to! Let me go, please! Let go of me!
She planted her feet squarely on the floor and was struggling to get away. But Hongo was bigger and stronger. She wasn't gonna win.
Akane!
My brother roared with anger and charged toward Hongo.
Help!
You're too late, idiot!
Hongo lifted Akane bodily into the air and threw her, still fighting him, into the incinerator. Before we could even blink, Hongo had leapt through the door after her. We saw him land inside. And then, the door slammed shut. We ran to the door. We did everything we could think of to get the thing open. But...
Fuck! It's no use! The goddamn thing won't move an inch!
He started slamming his fists against the door. He was close to shattering his knuckles with how hard he pounded on it.
Akane! Akane! Are you okay?
You came back!
Her voice was muffled, but all of us could hear the sheer terror in it.
What should I do? I think I'm trapped in here!
Where's Hongo?
He went out the other door!
What?
Warning. Warning. Emergency Incineration Command has been acknowledged. Automatic incineration will take place in 18 minutes. Please evacuate the incinerator immediately. Repeat. Emergency Incineration Command has been acknowledged.
Are you fucking kidding me? It's the same damn thing!
Are you there?
Yeah, we're here. Just hang on, all right? We're gonna figure out a way to save you.
His words would have seemed like a sick joke to her if she'd been able to see how white and bloodless his face was right then.
Go back up the vent. The rope should still be up there.
Incineration will begin in 17 minutes.
Please help me! I'm really scared! I don't want to die, please! I don't want to die! I don't want to die!
It's gonna be all right. I'll figure something out. I promise. I promise, okay? You hear me? I promise!
It was torture listening to her sobbing on the other side of the door. Her brother was nearly crying himself. He could only stand there, fists clenched so tight his knuckles were white.
It was silent. Hold that thought. Oh my god. There's no way, dude. All they could hear was the creaking of the boat as it shifted in the water. They waited and waited, but Seven didn't continue.
What happened then?
Junpei couldn't wait any longer. He had to know. Seven looked at the floor.
Come on, man. Put yourself in my shoes. It doesn't end good. You think I want to remember that?
Then...
Yeah. Shit. If I'd known it was gonna be like this, I almost wish I hadn't remembered.
Seven shook his head. But there was something Junpei had to know.
Hey, are you sure?
Huh?
Look, I don't want to ask this either, but there's something I don't get. So if you could just tell me, did that girl, Akane, really...
Seven stared straight ahead at nothing.
Yeah, I'm sure. There wasn't anything we could do. After a while, the countdown ended, and we heard something... burning. The fire stopped, but we still didn't move. Me and the jacket kid were frozen. The boy in the uniform collapsed as if he couldn't hold himself up anymore. A few minutes passed. The door opened. The boy in the uniform tripped over his own feet running in. We followed, too numb to speak. The air in the incinerator was hot. Every breath made my lungs feel like they were on fire. It was like standing on hot asphalt. The air was wavering, and in the middle of the room, there it lay. The kid's legs were shaking so bad, I don't know how he managed to walk. I couldn't see his face, but his body somehow looked empty. Finally, he reached it. He fell to his knees as his legs gave out on him. And then...
Junpei felt a cold lump form in the pit of his stomach. A feeling of sickening anticipation washed over him. He could feel his body shivering. He desperately did not want to know the answer he feared he knew already, but he had to ask. He had to know for sure.
Can I ask you one more thing?
What's that?
The girl, Akane. What was her last name?
What does it matter to you?
Just tell me, okay? Please?
Seven looked at Junpei curiously, ran his tongue quickly over his dry lips.
Kurashiki. Her name was Akane Kurashiki.
Something inside of Junpei stopped. He had no more words left. He had no more Junpei left. He was just a shell of flesh and bone. Seven turned to Snake.
You were there that day, weren't you? The tall kid in the jacket. That was you, wasn't it?
Yes, it was. You are correct, Detective.
Junpei's mind was blank, withdrawn from the world. Somewhere far away, he could hear Seven and Snake talking.
Don't misunderstand me. I told you before how Zero threatened me. There was nothing I could do. I couldn't say anything about what happened 9 years ago.
So you're saying you're not working for Zero, right?
Of course not.
Clover, what about you?
Hey, come on! You really think I'm working with Zero? I told you before, you idiot! I was in Nevada, in Building Q. I did hear that a detective rescued the kids on the boat, but I didn't know it was you.
Her surprise seemed to be genuine. Seven regarded Clover for a moment, rubbed his chin thoughtfully.
Well, I guess I believe you.
Clover nodded.
All right, let me ask you another question.
He stuck his hands into his pockets, took a few steps. Then he stopped and turned to face them again.
Santa's real name is Aoi Kurashiki. He's Akane's brother. You know that?
Mm-hmm.
No, I didn't. Did you?
Well, yes. I know Aoi Kurashiki was her brother, but I didn't know he was Santa. At least not from the beginning. 9 years ago, he was in the middle of puberty. His voice is entirely different now. I'm ashamed to say that even my exceptional hearing wasn't able to make that connection. As such, I had no reason to think Santa was Aoi.
When did you figure it out?
Clover told me that Santa might have been one of the subjects of the initial experiment. It was only a short while ago, while we were leaving the library. When she told me that, I had a feeling.
Santa is Aoi? Akane Kurashiki, June's brother?
That spark caught flame in Junpei's leaden mind, and the fog began to clear. Like an engine beginning to turn, images and thoughts began to coalesce in his mind, coming faster and faster, forming bigger images, bigger thoughts. Junpei blinked. He was back.
There's still a lot we don't know. I mean, like a lot. But there is one thing I think we can say we know.
What's that?
The body we found in the shower room. It had to be Nijisaki, dressed up to look like Snake.
Yep.
What?
Come on, man, what kind of detective are you? You didn't figure that out already?
Hey, go easy on me, man. I just got my memory back, all right? Cut me some slack.
Well, if he is, the 3 murders make sense then, don't they? Yeah, that's right. Murder. Kubota blew himself up, but that was murder too. So why did these murders take place?
If Junpei is correct, and the body in the shower room was Nijisaki's, that means all of the people who were murdered were involved with the creation of the Nonary Project. Kubota, the person who conducted the actual experiments. Nijisaki, Hongo's assistant. Musashido, the man who financed the project.
You mean this was all just revenge? Santa is Zero. He's getting revenge for the death of his sister. That's why he killed them.
No, I don't think Santa actually murdered anyone.
In fact, Junpei didn't think. He knew. He couldn't explain why or how, but he had no doubt that Santa had killed no one. Perhaps the madness of the last several hours was finally driving him insane, but Junpei had ceased can be surprised at his sudden knowledge and even begun to accept it.
If I'm right, then it's not hard to figure out who the next victim's gonna be, is it?
Ace.
I'm pretty sure I don't have to tell you.
Yes.
Yep.
Right.
Snake, Clover, and Seven all nodded.
The next target will be Gentaro Hongo.
The person who planned the Nonary project.
In other words, Ace.
There was a moment of silence,
What?
and then the room shook. From far away, they heard the sudden rush of water.
What the hell's going on here?
You're out of time, that's what.
Must be 6 a.m. Our time is up.
Shit!
Come on, we need to get out of here.
How?
In the drawer that had held the picture was a key card. Junpei grabbed it. Has a 0 on
Betting
it.
this sucker opens the exit. Come on, let's go.
Junpei, look, it's unlocked. Yeah, now we can go back to the library. That was all the damn plot. Like, all of it. The door opened and they stumbled into the library.
Huh. I think the shaking stopped.
It would seem so, but we are yet to be out of danger.
You're right. Let's hurry.
They ran across the hallway,
This exit needs the Uranus card too.
straight for the large metal door. Next to the door was the Uranus card reader.
Hey, Junpei.
Yeah, I know.
They slid the key card through and the door rumbled open.
It's open. Let's go.
Out of the library and into the hallway they ran. At the end of the hallway was a door. Junpei reached into his pocket to pull out the key as he ran toward it.
Okay, Neptune Key. Let's see if you work.
He turned it.
Yes! I think it unlocked.
The lock clicked. As one, they shoved the door open and poured through it. In front of them was another great metal door. Above it was a metal plaque. Incinerator.
Incinerator. So this is the incinerator.
This is the first time I've seen it from this side, but yeah, I think so.
Then there ought to be a lever near the door.
Yeah, right here.
Junpei ran up to it.
Pull that and the door should open.
Got it.
As he spoke, he pulled the lever. The motor in the door groaned as it slowly ground open. There was no time to waste.
Let's go.
As soon as the door had opened far enough to admit them, all four dashed through. Then suddenly, there before them were the four who they'd parted from earlier. Ace and Lotus stood in front of the number 9 door. Santa was curled into a ball against the wall of the incinerator, holding his stomach. And then there was June. She sat slumped against the wall, exhausted.
What the hell is going on?
Junpei ran toward June. He skidded to a stop in front of her and knelt down.
What's wrong? Are you okay?
Her face was pale and her lips dry. When she spoke, he could barely hear her.
Jumpy, you came to get me.
Of course I did. I made a promise.
I'm so glad you're here. So glad.
She mumbled the same words over and over, weakly. Junpei could feel his heart breaking.
What happened to you?
I'm fine. I just fainted. I wasn't feeling very good. I'm feeling a lot better now, though.
Are you sure?
Yes. I just need to rest a little longer. I'm sure I'll be fine. You shouldn't worry about me.
She was looking towards Santa. Junpei turned to look as well.
Santa.
Santa grimaced, his face contorted in pain. Seven grabbed him by the collar and roared at him.
Hey, where is it? Where's the gun? You hide it somewhere?
Despite himself, a grunt of pain escaped Santa's lips as Seven shook him.
I don't have it. I got sucker punched and they took the gun.
What? Who took it?
What? Isn't that obvious?
I took the gun.
Here we go again.
Ace.
He did indeed have the revolver in his hand. It was pressed against Lotus's temple. Ace had her pinned to him with the other arm, and she was shaking visibly. Her fiery attitude was gone, replaced by fear. She didn't dare speak. There was sweat on her forehead, and when her eyes weren't flicking up to the gun pressed against her, they seemed to desperately want to say something.
Just what the hell do you think you're doing, Ace? Or maybe I ought to say Gentaro Hongo, CEO of Cradle Pharmaceuticals?
Seven's deep baritone rumble shook the walls. Ace sneered.
You have me at a disadvantage, and I don't like that. You know me, but I don't know you. Do you have any idea how much I've suffered? Can you even begin to understand my pain?
The pain of prosopagnosia, right?
Did we have that conversation in this timeline? Junpei's voice was casual, or at least it was trying to be.
Another irritating insect. And how do you know that,
Good question.
Junpei couldn't say. He just knew. Another unexplainable mystery.
No matter. If you don't want to answer, it makes no difference to me. This is a waste of time anyway. It's time for me to go.
Behind Ace, Junpei could see the red. It was placed in the small indentation on the wall. Quickly, Ace placed his hand on the scanner.
First is 1. Give me your hand.
It beeped, and he forced Lotus's hand onto it as well.
8. And with this...
Then at last, he reached into the pocket of his jacket. He pulled something out and pressed it against the panel. The third asterisk appeared on the red.
9.
The thing he'd used for the final verification was the bracelet with the number 9.
The ninth man. Kubota's bracelet.
I believe I've won this game.
His smirk made Junpei's blood boil.
I've had quite a time playing with you. I must thank Zero, I suppose.
Wait, what? Ace doesn't know who Zero is.
Junpei's eyes flicked towards Santa. He hadn't moved since they'd entered the room. Santa was still holding his stomach and groaning as if in immense pain. Junpei wasn't sure if it was real pain, but he wasn't sure it wasn't either.
What the hell are you planning, Santa?
At any rate, this game ends now. I will escape, and the rest of you will have a slightly less pleasant ending. I suggest you enjoy your final moments. Goodbye. Wait!
Ace, of course, paid no heed to Seven's request and laid hold of the lever on the red. With a sickening sense of finality, he pulled it.
What? Why isn't it opening? One more time.
Lotus tried to take advantage of Ace's confusion and managed to twist herself out of his grasp, but... At the last second, he grabbed hold of her wrist and shoved it onto the red.
Now open!
He waved the number 9 bracelet over the red, and then his own bracelet as well. He pulled the lever a second time.
No! What is this? Why? That digital route should be 9! It has to be 9! Then why? Why isn't it opening?
Ace's fury and confusion had overridden all other thoughts. He had set down the revolver. It was just below the red. Seven chose that moment to act. He moved far faster than a man of his bulk should have been able to, and he launched that bulk straight at Ace. Who got punched. It was over before they knew it. Nice! In the blink of an eye, Ace was on the floor. He rolled onto his side, groaning in pain. Lotus ran straight for Junpei. She darted around behind him and stuck her head out, making sure to keep Junpei between herself and Ace.
Oh, that was close. Too close. Thank you, Seven.
Don't mention it.
Seven stood over Ace, his breathing slow and heavy.
Just one punch ain't enough for this piece of shit. After what he did 9 years ago, I ought to rip him to pieces. But if a suspect can't talk, they ain't much good. Once he's locked up in a cell, we're gonna have a little chat.
9 years ago? Then you must be...
Yeah, you finally figured it out, dumbass.
Ace planted his hands on the floor and shook his head. Junpei walked toward him. He stopped and looked down at Ace with pity on his face.
You killed Kubota, Nijisaki, and Musashido, didn't you?
Wait, Nijisaki?
He peered at Junpei, genuinely confused.
Oh, right. You don't know yet. All right. We'll just go through them in order then. Let's start off with Kubota. You talked to Kubota and managed to convince him to go into Door 5 alone. You killed him without making it look like you killed him. The way I figure it, you had 4 motives. 1. In the Nonary game, the number 9 is dangerous. Whoever had the 9 bracelet could join whatever team they wanted. Adding 9 to any number doesn't change the digital route. Which means that number 9 could do whatever they wanted. You wanted to remove that threat as soon as possible. 2. You wanted the number 9 bracelet for yourself, so that you could make use of its power. In fact, you did use it in the murder of Nijisaki. 3. Even if his number hadn't been 9, Kubota was a problem. He knew your past. He knew what had happened 9 years before. You needed to silence him before he told anyone. 4. But last, and perhaps the most disturbing, you used Kubota as a test. You wanted to know how serious this Nonary game was. Was it truly life or death, or simply a harmless prank? You convinced him to break the rules so you could see what would happen. That was why you killed Kubota. But he was only the first. Next was Nijisaki. While everyone was off looking for the missing parts for the Reds, you ran into Nijisaki near the big hospital room. However, because of your prosopagnosia, you didn't realize he was Nijisaki. Chiefly because, when you met him, he was dressed like Snake. That was why you thought Nijisaki was Snake.
No, that's not... That was Nijisaki?
Well, you just told on yourself. I mean, we already knew, but still.
Why? How did...
I'll get to that. Anyway, you thought he was Snake. Snake was one of the kids in your experiment 9 years ago. You remembered him because he was the blind kid, but his presence made you think. Snake was one of my subjects 9 years ago. He probably hates me. But if that's true, why isn't he saying anything? Is he keeping quiet because he can't see? Or perhaps he's working with Zero to get revenge on me. Whatever the reason, anyone who knows my past is a threat. Before he tries anything, I need to get rid of him. That was when you decided you had to kill him. The murder weapon was Kubota's bracelet. You just waved it over the Red. Verified your own number and then grabbed Nijisaki's arm and forced it over the scanner panel. Then, when the door opened, you kicked him in. 9 seconds later, the door closed. And then 81 seconds passed. And poor Nijisaki was dead.
And you mean to say... Snake is still alive?
Oh, yeah.
Sorry to disappoint you, but I'm as good as new. Thank you for killing the wrong man, but I can't say I like knowing that you wanted me dead. Although, to be honest, even if you hadn't tried to kill me, I would still hate you very much.
Well, I wouldn't blame you.
Ace's self-derision was frustrating. But Junpei kept his emotions in check and continued.
Last but not least, let's talk about Musashido's death. When Clover and I were investigating the chart room, you came over to talk to me. Do you remember what you said?
Oh, a pocket watch. Might I take a look at it?
You're missing a period.
I handed it to you, and you left the room. You had been in charge of the Nonary project. Of course you would have known the solution to every puzzle. Which would mean that you also knew how to get out of the wheelhouse. All you had to do was place the watch in the indentation on the door to unlock it. With the door open, you could enter the captain's quarters. Musashido was there, Conveniently placed next to him was an axe that practically begged you to kill him with it. You picked up that axe and buried the blade deep in the other man's chest. One blow was all it took, and then you returned to the chart room as if nothing had happened.
There was something I wanted to speak with you about, Junpei. Could you come with me for a moment?
I had no reason to say no, so I followed you to the wheelhouse. When we stepped inside, remember how you slipped your hand into my vest? You pulled out a piece of paper, the one I used to cheat during the vote. But that wasn't really what you were after. Your true purpose had been to slip the watch into my pocket. It wasn't a very good plan. Had way too many holes, and someone saying the wrong thing could have brought it all down around you. You must have been desperate. But what made you willing to risk it all to do it? Ace.
That was the only thing Junpei hadn't been able to figure out.
Musashido's murder is the only one I don't understand. You obviously did it. But why?
Because of this.
Slowly, Ace reached down and pulled something out of his pocket. It was a folded piece of paper.
What's with the paper?
Just read it.
Junpei took it and opened
Let's
it.
see.
This was what it said.
Number 1. There are 2 ways you might survive this ordeal. The first is to win the nonary game. The second is for you to confess your sins of 9 years past. I have prepared a camera in the captain's quarters. The images captured by that camera will be streamed through a satellite and distributed across the world. Simply look into the camera and repent. Once you have confessed everything, I will release you from this ship. To make your confession more credible, I have left you a witness in the captain's quarters. Perhaps he will confess with you. The decision is yours. Do as you please. 0.
When I awoke in that room on D-Deck,
And everything starts to fall into place.
I found that in my pocket. That was why I chose door 1 when we voted. If I went through that door, I knew I could get to the captain's quarters. As you said, I knew how to enter the wheelhouse. My plan was to find the pocket watch before anyone else. If I could, then my alibi would be set. At least, that was the plan. Unfortunately for me, you got to it first. That sleight of hand was the best I could manage on short notice.
You meant to kill him from the beginning then? Musashido, I mean.
I only knew Musashido was the witness after I reached the captain's quarters. I asked him, and he answered. He seemed groggy. Perhaps he had only just awoken from sedation. I suppose Nijisaki was in much the same state. He seemed confused and disoriented when I encountered him. But yes, you are correct. I intended to kill him from the beginning, even though I didn't know who he was. I proceeded to the captain's quarters in order to remove this so-called witness.
Ace has confessed everything. What energy he had left with him, or what energy he had left, oh my god, I can't talk. What energy he had left him with the truth, and he sagged on his knees. Although he had confessed, his sins were not forgiven. Junpei felt revulsion for the pathetic man on the floor near his feet. But in among the revulsion was a hint of pity. After all, Ace had not been the only person who murdered those 3 men. Junpei spoke quietly.
Ace, you figured it out, haven't you? You were being manipulated.
Yes, so it would seem. I was little more than a puppet, in many ways. Everywhere I went, everything was already prepared. The Reds in the large hospital room were dismantled. Nijisaki was dressed like Snake. There was an axe in the captain's quarters. Musashido was delirious from the anesthetic, so he couldn't fight back. Nijisaki as well. In retrospect, I can't understand how I could have fallen into such a simple trap. But yes, this was a trap. It was Zero's trap. And I fell for it, hook, line, and sinker. I did everything he wanted me to do.
Yeah. By manipulating you, Zero was able to kill 3 people and keep the blood off his own hands. All of this was revenge for what happened 9 years ago. That's why this nonary game happened. Am I right, Santa?
Junpei looked over at Santa. As Junpei spoke, he stood up, his legs still shaky.
Huh? What the hell are you talking about? I don't know any...
Ain't no point trying to play dumb anymore, Santa. Actually, I guess I should call you Aoi Kurashiki, huh?
Seven's face was sad as he spoke.
A memory came back to me, kid. You're Aoi Kurashiki, no doubt about it. Never thought I'd be back in this room talking to you. But hey, I guess this was all part of your plan, right? After all, the person who planned the Nonary game this time around was Zero. And Zero's you.
Looks like you really do have your memories back, huh?
Santa's smile was sarcastic and something else.
Well, I guess there's no point in hiding it then, huh? Yeah, you got me. I'm Aoi Kurashiki. I was one of the kids in the Nonary game 9 years ago. I made it out. So did Snake over there. But there's one thing... No, I guess there's two things you got wrong. Number one, I ain't Zero.
What?
What?
Wait, what? Sure, I was helping Zero out, but I'm really more of an assistant, like a secretary.
What?
But an assistant's only an assistant. I didn't come up with all this. All I did was follow Zero's orders.
Then, if you're not Zero, who is?
Calm down there, Junpei. Didn't I say two things? You made one more mistake. Junpei, you just said, all of this was revenge for what happened 9 years ago. That's why this Nonary game happened. But that's not it. Revenge isn't the only purpose. There's another reason you guys were playing the Nonary game. To save someone.
Save someone?
Right. You were brought here to help my sister. To save Akane.
What the hell are you talking about? Akane Kurashiki died 9 years ago in this room. I was there. I saw...
Suddenly, Seven froze. His eyes went as wide as dinner plates, and he spun around toward June. Junpei followed his gaze.
What?
She was gone. Where June had been, there was nothing.
What the hell? Where is she? Where's Akane Kurashiki?
But how? Okay, so you guys heard that, right? Right? Okay, right? But like, check it. What the fuck? Streamer mode is on. It blocks all notifications. How is it going off? Fix your shit. Fix your shit, Discord. Whatever. I don't care. I'll just close it. Seven began to mumble to himself. A strange series of words strung together as if his mind wasn't functioning properly. His face was twisted with effort, as though he were struggling with something they couldn't see. He gritted his teeth and pressed his hands against the sides of his head.
Oh, my head! My head, it feels like it's gonna pop.
Seven! What the hell is going on?
I don't know, I just... Oh! I swear to God, my head feels like it's about to explode!
From somewhere far away, they all heard a deep, heavy noise. It sounded like a tremendous wheel slowly beginning to turn. Santa seemed to have entered an almost trance-like state. His words were calm and measured.
What was the Nonary Project? I'm sure you know already, but I'll tell you one more time. It was a project designed to test a particular phenomenon. And what was that phenomenon? For two organisms to communicate with one another in the absence of physical contact. The morphogenetic field theory. Could human beings use these invisible fields to exchange information? That was what this experiment was conducted to determine. There were two separate locations. One was the Gigantic, and the other was a building in Nevada called Building Q. The 9 children trapped in Building Q were faced with numerous puzzles, copies of identical ones on the Gigantic. They were told to send their answers into the morphic field set and transmit them to their brothers and sisters on the Gigantic.
Hey, Link.
The transmitters were put in Building Q, and the receivers were put on the Gigantic. Each sibling pair was supposed to be split up, but there was a mistake. Akane was a transmitter. She should have been in Building Q. However, for some reason, she was placed on the Gigantic with the receivers, like me. Perhaps she was mistaken for someone who was supposed to be in Group A. Whatever the case, Akane ended up on the Gigantic. I think I've told you enough. You get it, don't you? I'm pretty sure you know where this is going, Junpei.
Where what is going?
Don't play dumb. You know things you shouldn't. Things you couldn't. How did you know Ace had prosopagnosia? How did you know why Ace wanted to kill Kubota and how Nijisaki was killed? Were you surprised when you found out Ace was Hongo? And what about the coffin Snake was trapped in? How the hell did you open it?
Well, that's...
The answer to that is easy. He knew because... Junpei was receiving information that I sent to him through the Morphic field set. It's simple, really. How do I know the alternate futures, then? Imagine a river that splits in two, like an upside-down Y. The river flows from the top to the bottom, from a single stream into two branches. It only flows in one direction. It can never flow backward. Information is the same way. It moves from the past to the future, but it never flows backward. That's why people at the river's source in the past will never know about those things downstream in the future. But the people downstream will never know about one another either. Information only flows along the path of the river. But I am different. I can manipulate the Morphic field set to pluck knowledge from the future. I know what happens on either fork of the river, even though the people on either fork know nothing about one another. Now, who am I? I am I, the 9th letter of the alphabet, but I am also 0. No, that's not true. I'm not really 0. Not yet. Perhaps you could say I am less than 0. 0 is my future. In 9 years, I will be 0. Oh my god. But don't go to adventure, you sack of shit. I can't get out of adventure here. No, Akane, where did you go?
Santa!
Why is Clover? Oh shit.
Freeze.
Santa's got the gun. Guess he picked it up when we weren't watching. Looks like he's turned the tables on Ace, though. Wonder how he likes having a gun to his head. Wait a minute, I'm an adventure, but I'm getting the... What?
Get up.
Sure isn't about to take that gun off him for a minute, is he? Ace isn't putting up any kind of fight. I mean, I don't think I would either, but he just looks drained. I guess he's going for the door, huh? He doesn't need to verify to go through that door, but...
Hey, what's your plan, Santa? What are you doing?
I'm not Junpei anymore. He can't get through any numbered doors with just 2 people. The hell's he thinking?
Didn't I tell you? I'm Santa Claus. It's time for me to go make a wish come true.
That's it? That's all he's gonna give us? What the hell does that even mean? Shit, they're out. And now the gate's shut. Looks like the rest of us are stuck in here. They're all looking at me. At least Seven's headache is gone. He seems to be alright. Well, I guess there's no harm in trying. Let's see if this door still opens.
Damn. Well, it looks like this door isn't opening anytime soon.
Oh my god.
Oh, you mean we're trapped?
So it would seem.
What the hell is Santa trying to do?
Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh, what?
Have you considered where we are? There can really only be one thing Santa would do now.
No. No, you can't be serious.
Oh, but he is. Shit, we gotta do something. Maybe we can still get out through door 9. There's the red. Yeah, alright, we can do this. I just gotta... No, it's not gonna work. There's no way. The 5 of us can't open this door. 2 plus 4 plus 5 plus 7 plus 8 is 26. 2 plus 6 is 8. Is there any combination that'll work?
Junpei, can I borrow your pen and notebook?
Sure, why not? I don't think I'm gonna need them. Ever again. Well, she certainly looks purposeful. Looks like she's writing equations. A lot of them. Huh? Oh man, she doesn't look very happy. What? Hey, no need to be ripping pages out like that. Jeez.
What the hell are you doing, Clover? Give me that!
Alright, at least Seven got it away from her. Maybe now I can get a look at what she was writing. Let's see.
What? And there's no other way?
Oh. Lotus. Looks like she'd figured it out, though. Man, this is just too cruel.
It's okay. Go.
Lotus.
Come on, you know we can't do that.
Oh, don't give me that. I'm sure you'd love to get rid of me.
God damn it, you idiot!
Whoa, where the hell did that come from? Looks like she expected that about as much as I did.
Without, if you're not... Look, it'd be bad, alright?
For a cop, he sure doesn't have much confidence.
Bad?
Yeah. If there weren't assholes like you around, I'd be out of a job.
Uh-huh.
Look, I'm just not leaving you behind, alright? End of story.
Seven.
He's right. I'm not leaving you either.
Me too.
You didn't honestly think I'd abandon you, did you?
You're all idiots.
Act as tough as you want, Lotus. We can all see you're about to cry.
That being said, however, I doubt we would be able to open the door anyway, even if we were to leave Lotus behind.
Huh? Why?
I trust you remember what happened to Ace? I couldn't, see exactly what happened, but I was able to guess what he was attempting to do earlier at the Red.
I already have a guess at what the difference is, Jack. One of the screens would be shut off.
Oh, yeah.
Or the dialogue is separate. His internal dialogue is one, and then him talking is on the other. Ah! God! Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, why? Why you do this? Why? Why? All the third-person text up to this point has always been on the bottom screen. All the text here is on the top screen. Okay, well, I was close. All right, let me check that out. See if that's for any of the scrolly stuff, so I can update that real quick. Ha ha ha, I'm back. Oh, you just wanted to make a dramatic entrance. Okay, yeah, sure. Yeah. Fair enough. What would you like to put your,
What is this?
your grand entrance on?
The digital route should be 9. It has to be 9. Then why? Why isn't it opening?
Just to see, why don't we give it a shot?
Give it a shot.
Yes, that is what I said.
You were right.
It ain't opening.
But it did open 9 years ago. The digital route was 9 then, I'm sure of it.
You think maybe they changed the settings?
Perhaps.
Shit. If we can't get through the door, we can't get out. The walls are way too high. There's no way in hell we could get to that hole 7 popped out of 9 years ago. All we can do is stand here and stare at this door with a 9 on it. I guess this is it. This is the end. Akane vision? What? 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 I was watching. I had watched everything that was reflected in his eyes. I was listening. Every sound that vibrated in his eardrums, I heard. Smell, taste, touch. I felt everything he felt. I knew. I knew everything about him. What he was thinking, what he was feeling, what he was sensing. All of his feelings and worries and fears became mine. My mind, my consciousness was inside of him. Through the morphic field set, we were resonant, and we were as one. I was him, and at the same time, I was an observer. It started with a tremendous noise like a clap of thunder. That was approximately 9 hours ago. A bomb had gone off on the ship we were on. That was when my resonance with him began. My resonant event melted into him and we became one. Inside of Junpei. Somehow I found myself in Junpei's mind 9 years in the future. But I didn't lose myself. I was living in 2 realities at once. One was the present, and the other was the future, and all of this would explain why Junpei is always the one solving the puzzles. Just saying. Maybe. At this point, perhaps you can think of it as 2 movies showing on the same screen at the same time. Eventually, it becomes difficult to separate them and determine which movie is which. However, if I concentrated, I was able to focus on one or the other. That was why I was able to grasp what was happening in front of me.
Come on, over here!
That was my brother. He was yelling. I followed him. Around me were 7 other children. They all looked like they were about my age.
Hurry up!
We ran down a long, straight hallway and burst into the large hospital room. Everyone was arguing. 2 of the boys got in a fist fight. A girl watching them began to cry. I want to go home, she cried. I want to go home. Another girl slapped the crying girl and glared down at her. It has been 2 hours since the nonary game began. We were starting to fall apart, but just when all hope seemed lost, Light started talking. He was blind. 9 years later, we would call him Snake.
Hello, everyone? Could you come over here for a moment?
He was older than most of us, and his voice had authority and dignity. One moment. Shit, we might. The fights died down, and we gathered around him.
I have a little sister. She is very important to me. Right now, she is over in Building Q, and is desperately trying to send information over to me. Her name is Clover, and today is her 9th birthday.
As he spoke, he pulled something from his pocket. In his hand were 9 4-leaf clovers.
I was going to give these to her as a birthday present. I was outside picking them when I was abducted. I'm sure I've already told you, but I am blind. For a man who can't see, collecting 9 of a very specific plant is... well, it is difficult. But my sister means a great deal to me. And I hope that these would show her how much I cared for her. Since it's her 9th birthday, I thought 9 4-leaf clovers would be appropriate. Every one of you has a brother or a sister in Building Q with Clover. For their sake, we have to survive. We have to get off this ship. Do you understand?
If I had to guess, it's probably Lotus's child. She did say she had kids, and they were roughly... They'd be about the right age.
If we're going to do that, there are 3 things you have to remember.
And they did get kidnapped, so...
We need trust and love, and we have to have faith in one another. If we can take all 3 of those to heart, then I promise that good luck will come our way. Did you know that the leaves on the 4-leaf clover mean faith, trust, love, and luck? Those words are leaf words. So if you believe what I've told you, and you understand, then I want you each to have one of these. They're a promise between friends.
He gave a clover to each of us. I took one too. Eventually, he was left with only a single 4-leaf clover. He had one last thing to say.
Now don't ever forget, so long as you have that, we will always be connected. Do you understand?
When he finished, the tension of only a few minutes before was gone. We were calm. After that, we ran around the ship for a while longer and opened several of the numbered doors until finally, we found a door with the number 9 on it. In fact, there were 2 doors with 9 on them, and we found them in the chapel. We split into 2 groups and we walked through the doors. Before long, we all found ourselves in a room with a ceiling that looked like an upside-down funnel. For some reason, this room had another number 9, but this time, it was the only one. But if there was only one door, that meant only 5 people could escape.
What are we gonna do? There aren't any other doors.
We began to panic. Then, as if things had not gotten bad enough already,
Warning. Emergency incineration command has been acknowledged. Automatic incineration will take place in 18 minutes. Please evacuate the incinerator immediately. Repeat. Emergency incineration command has been acknowledged.
What? What's happening? What did that thing say? That didn't sound good.
my brother swallowed hard and answered,
I think it means this room is gonna burn.
Burn!
The plaque on the door says incinerator, and that voice said that the incineration is about to start. And incinerate means to burn.
No! Help me!
Abject terror filled the room as everyone began to scream and cry. Every pair of eyes were filled with despair. Then, high up on the wall, a door opened and a man appeared. He was a huge, frightening mountain of a man, as large as a bear. 9 years later, we would call him Seven.
Don't worry, kids. I'm not your enemy. I'm one of the good guys. I'm a detective. I'm here to rescue you.
The rest happened just like Seven had said it did. The four of us who had stayed behind were saved by Seven. We crawled through the vent away from the incinerator and slid down into the hall. We came out on the other side of door 9. On the wall opposite the door was a set of double doors. We went through those and began to run up the spiral stairs. As we ran, I led the way. Behind me were Nona, my brother, Snake, and Seven. The other children, the ones who'd gone through door 9 before us, were up ahead. I could hear them cheering each other on. We ran and ran and ran. We leapt across as many stairs as we could and kept running. The stairs spiraled upward like a tornado. Eventually, I pulled ahead of the rest. Perhaps Nona had slowed them down. I didn't want to lose them, so I slowed down as well. I didn't stop, but I glanced over my shoulder from time to time to see if they had caught up. That was when I realized...
Oh no, where is it? Did I drop Jumpy's present?
I knew I had it with me when we passed through the vent. Then, had I dropped it as we slid out? I had to go back. I had to. But I knew I couldn't tell the others. They would stop me. I was sure of that. I didn't stop to think. I simply moved. I ran to the central hall, to the room that connected all the other areas of the ship. I hid in the shadows, and moments later I felt a rush of wind as they ran past me up the staircase. I waited until they were out of sight, and then I ran. I moved as quietly as I could, down and down and down. Finally, I reached the bottom deck. I ran into the hallway and looked around frantically.
There it is!
It's gonna be the Clover, isn't it? It was just where I'd thought it would be, sitting under the opening of the vent. I ran over and snatched it from the floor, but as I ran back toward the stairs and freedom, the door to the incinerator opened and a man stepped out. It was Hongu. Gentaro Hongu. 9 years later, we would call him Ace.
Ah, how wonderful to see you decided to come back.
His smile made my blood run cold. It looked mechanical, as if someone had simply pulled up the corners of his mouth.
Come with me. We must continue the experiment.
I shook my head, eyes wide. Slowly, I began to walk backwards. 1 step, 2 steps, 3 steps. Then I spun around and broke into a run. I felt Hongu's hand close over my left wrist.
I said, come with me.
There was an edge of insanity to his voice now. I pulled as hard as I could.
No! Stop! Let go of me! Let go!
I shook my body and flailed my arms, trying desperately to get him to let go of me. But I was still only a child. I was no match for a man like him.
Stop struggling, goddammit! Do as I tell you!
He heaved on my arm, trying to pull me into the incinerator. I screamed.
Help me! Somebody help me!
Then suddenly,
Akane!
the door to the stairs flew open, and my brother burst out of it. Behind him came Seven and Snake.
Akane!
He cried my name again as he leapt toward Hongu.
You came back!
But then,
Nah, you're too late, idiot.
Hongu threw his full weight against my arm, pulling us both into the incinerator.
Ah!
The force of it threw me to the floor. I scrambled to my feet and looked toward the open number 9 door. Hongu stood between it and me, but behind him I could see my brother, his fists clenched. But those fists never reached Hongu. With the cold, heartless screech of metal on metal, the door slammed shut. Hongu glanced at me mechanically, his face registering that there was an object there, but not anything he would consider a human being. Then he turned away and walked to the red that sat next to the door. He reached into his pocket and removed 2 bracelets. He waved them both over the scanner panel. 2 asterisks appeared on the red. He checked the screen and tossed the bracelets carelessly onto the floor. What was he doing? What was the point? He made no effort to explain himself, of course. He said nothing at all and walked past me as though I were nothing more than a rock by the roadside. A few moments later, the 2 other doors slid shut as well. Faintly, I could hear someone pounding on the door behind me. I turned around and ran toward the door with the 9.
Akane! Akane! Are you okay?
I could hear a voice from the other side of the door. A worried, frightened voice.
Help me!
My throat was already raw, but I screamed as loud as I could. My voice echoed lonely around the empty room.
What should I do? I think I'm trapped in here.
Where's Hongo?
He went out the other door.
What?
Then it started again.
Warning. Warning. Emergency Incineration Command has been acknowledged. Incineration will begin in
Junpei Vision?
18 minutes. Please evacuate the incinerator immediately.
Holy shit. Man, I knew what it was gonna say, but that is one hell of a creepy voice.
I knew it.
We're jumping between timelines, or time... Oh my god!
It's starting. Santa started the incinerator.
Fuck! Man, I never thought I'd hear that damn voice again after 9 years.
What the hell? What the hell? What in God's name are you talking about? It's 9 years this and 9 years that, and when it's not 9 years something, then you're talking about some sort of fucking experiments. You aren't making any sense.
I'm sorry, Lotus, but we really don't have time to explain it right now. I promise. I'll tell you everything once we get out of here.
But...
Incineration will begin in 17 minutes.
You know what that means, right? Incinerate means burn.
what kind of idiot do you think I am? I know what incinerate means.
Well...
God damn it! Okay, fine. I won't ask anything else. Talk about whatever you want. But you have to do something for me. 7, figure this out.
Jack, that's insane.
What? Why me?
Just shut up and stop this thing.
How the hell?
There has to be some sort of emergency shut-off button.
There isn't anything like that.
How the hell do you know?
Because I looked for it 9 years ago.
Yeah, Lotus isn't happy about that. Can't really blame her. Wait. The floor, it's moving. What else can I say about it, but...
What the hell is that?
What is that?
What else could I say? The floor opened and a machine rose up out of it. It looked like a computer. At least it kinda did. There was a monitor, a keyboard, and a cross-shaped device of some kind. Something about the machine scared me, but I forced myself to walk up to it. I was terrified. Tears poured down my face. I wiped them off even as more took their place, and forced myself forward. Finally, I reached it. I looked at the screen. It was blank. All I saw was my own frightened face staring back at me from the glass, drenched in tears. All I can see on the screen is a reflection of my own face. I'm looking kind of freaked out. I know I'm sweating like crazy, but seeing it kind of drives it home. Okay, Junpei, just calm down, alright? Everything's gonna be okay. Ugh, man, I wish that thing would just shut up.
Incineration will begin in 15 minutes.
Alright, back to this thing. If it's only showing up now, then it's gotta be important. But what the hell am I supposed to do with it?
Hey, move!
Damn. Hey, we're all tense, lady. It doesn't mean you get to shove people around.
Okay, it's turned on. There's nothing on the screen, though. Oh, this is bad. This is really bad. If there's nothing on here, how are we supposed to do anything with it?
Sure, I'll just push buttons. I'm sure that'll... Huh? Well, at least it's on now. What's on the screen, though?
What is this?
What's up?
It looks like some sort of puzzle.
It's got a bunch of numbers and letters scattered across a 5x5 grid. That almost looks like a number makeup of the word password. The numbers range from 1 to 8.
Do you think that if we solve this puzzle,
the incinerator will stop? Yeah. Well, we can hope, right?
Alright, puzzle, how do you work? Oh man, that goddamn voice again.
Incineration will begin in 13 minutes.
I guess I'm timed. Shit, 13 minutes. Can we really do this? My heart feels like it's gonna pop. My heart was pounding like it was about to explode. I stared at the puzzle on the screen. I was sure I had to solve it somehow, but I had no idea how. My connection to Jumpy had been gone for a while. His mind was gone. I couldn't get any more information from him. I felt the seconds tick by as I stared at the screen, completely lost. My cheeks felt hot as tears poured over them. Then I heard a voice.
Hey, what are you doing?
It was muffled. I turned around. Pressed against the window in the entry door was a face, a frightening, evil face. It was Hongu. How long had he been watching me?
Don't know what to do.
He was yelling, but his voice was still muffled.
It's simple, really. But I suppose I might as well tell you. Just solve the puzzle on that machine.
His laughter was muffled by the door, but it still tore at my heart like the claws of a vicious monster. I bit my lip and glared at him, struggling to hold back hot tears.
you're a terrible person! I hate you!
Oh my! How could you call a gentleman such as myself a terrible person? I'm quite fair.
Whoops.
I don't use tricks or play dirty. You see? I've even left you a way out.
A way out?
Didn't you hear me? All you have to do is solve that puzzle. Do that, and you can stop the incinerator.
What's the point of stopping it? You'll only capture me and make me do this all again. I'm not going to listen to you. If you're just going to throw me back in here, I might as well just die now.
My goodness, haven't you listened to anything I've said? I told you, I'm a fair man.
Huh?
If you solve the puzzle, the verification function of the red will in turn activate. If this experiment is to deliver valid results, there must be a chance of success. If you succeed, you will escape.
The verification function of the red?
Then I remembered. Before Hongu left the room, he'd scanned 2 bracelets into the red.
Ah, so you do remember. Right now there are 2 numbers in the red. The first is 1, and the second is 3. Say, Akane, what's your number?
I looked down at my left hand. The face on my bracelet showed a 5. I ran to the door with the 9 on it. I grabbed the red and put my hand against the scanner panel.
You really aren't one for listening, are you?
I hear his muffled voice from across the room.
I've already told you, didn't I? Once you solve the puzzle, the verification function of the red will activate. In other words, if you haven't solved the puzzle, you can't enter your number. What kind of fool are you?
Why are you doing this?
You could never understand. You don't know what it's like to spend every day surrounded by monkeys. Now start the experiment. Solve the puzzle.
I can't! I don't know how!
Of course you don't. Isn't that the point? You understand, don't you? Access the morphogenetic field and find the solution.
I can't!
Then you'll die. You'll burn alive. It's gonna be quite hot in there in a few minutes. I imagine it will be very painful.
His horrible laugh echoed across the room, and even after his face disappeared from the window, I could hear it.
Incineration will begin in 10 minutes.
I was crying, great gulping sobs broken by hiccups that shook my body. I was terrified. I could feel my fear pressing down on me like a tremendous weight. Somehow I forced my shaking legs to carry me back to the device. I stared at the monitor.
I can't. I just can't. There's no way. I can't figure this out.
What was I gonna do? I didn't know. I didn't even know where to start. Fear scattered my thoughts, and all I could think of was how I was going to die. My palms were sweating, and my blood was boiling in my veins. It was hot. So hot. I couldn't breathe. I felt dizzy. My heart roared in my chest as if it would pound itself to pieces. I reached into my pocket. I wrapped my hand around the thing I'd come back to get. The doll Jumpy had given me. At least I had that. I held it tight with both hands and prayed.
Help me! Jumpy! Help me! Help me! Help me! Jumpy! 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 Please! Help me! Jumpy!
Akane?
Akane?
Who the hell is Akane?
Shut up! Just shut the hell up!
Seven and Lotus don't understand. I think Clover and Snake have an idea, though. Clover's looking at me. And I think Snake may have figured it out. It doesn't matter. They're in my way. Where'd she go? Maybe over here?
Akane! Akane! Can you hear me? Akane! Say something!
Fuck. Did something break our connection? I swear I just heard her. Shit.
Akane! Answer me! Akane!
Jumpy?
This is trippy. I spun around. I heard a voice. His voice. I looked around. He wasn't in the room, of course, but I'd heard it so clearly. Like he was right there.
Jumpy!
I screamed as loud as I could. Yeah, top screen turning on, bottom screen turning off, then the bottom one coming on, the top one going off, stuff like that. Yeah, I get the effect. It's really cool.
Jumpy!
That's her. She's there. Then that means...
Akane! Akane!
Are you in an incinerator right now?
Yes, I am! How did you know?
I couldn't believe that he knew that. Now I understand what Santa meant.
Right. There's only one way to help her. You were brought here to help my sister. To save Akane.
Wibbly, fucking wobbly, fucking timey-wimey bullshit. The entire purpose of this notary game was to get to this point so I can help her solve the puzzle so she doesn't burn alive 9 years ago. Ah! I think I get it now.
Incineration will begin in 7 minutes.
Oh my god.
Jumpy, we don't have time!
As quickly as I could, I told him that I had to solve the puzzle in order to stop the incinerator.
Got it!
And I do. I get everything now. At last, I finally understand what all of this means. I know why the notary game was held today. I know why we were kidnapped and brought here. It was all for this moment. All of this was planned out to lead to this one moment. Oh my god. This is insane. I can't believe it, but there's only one possible answer. June is... 0 is... Akane. Yeah. She recreated the history of the future that she had a glimpse of 9 years ago. She tried to save herself that way 9 years ago. No, she's trying to save herself right now. That means that there's only one thing for me to do. Even if this is all some sort of insane plan, I will save her. I will save Akane. I must save her, no matter what.
Incineration will begin in 6 minutes.
The voice reminded me of how much time I had left.
Yeah, I know. Just hang on, all right? I promise I'll get you out of there. I'm not gonna let you die. I promise. So don't worry, all right? Just give me a few minutes, okay?
Okay.
My voice shook as I answered. It was hot in the room. It felt like my heart was on fire. 6 minutes or not, my heart burned with my feelings for him. Alright, time to get to work, Junpei. Is Snake talking to them about something? Whatever, it doesn't matter. Get out of my way.
Hey, what are you...
Just trust me, okay?
Sorry, Lotus, I didn't mean to snap, but there's a lot more at stake here than your pride. I'll apologize later, alright? Now let's have a look at this thing. We've got numbers all over this grid. I think the panels are out of order. So I just need to switch these out? Staring at it isn't going to accomplish anything. I'll just have to try it.
Just think of what I did all those times before. I'm gonna do this on my own, with my own mind. I'm gonna solve this problem.
Because you're always... Oh my god! The design of this game is incredible! Because the whole game, you're not solving the puzzles. It's her. And she's just giving you the answers. But now it's your turn to give her the answer. Oh my god. Holy shit, dude. What the fuck? Oh, that's it? That's like the easiest puzzle. Oh.
Take it, Sax Man. He'll be right with you, folks.
Thanks, Jack. Thanks, Jack. Okay, but now hang on. Well, it was easy. It already looked like password. I mean, but what is the password? Unless... Ah! Oh my god! What?
Yes, that's it.
That's so good!
Akane, did you get it?
Yes, I did! I solved it! I mean, really, you solved it for me, but I copied everything you did! Now I just have to press enter!
Then what the hell are you waiting for? Push it!
Okay, I will!
Emergency shutdown command has been confirmed. Incineration system has been disabled.
Oh my god. Hey, Vizcar. Hey, Ziangu. Welcome to
Jumpy!
insanity.
It worked! It worked! The incinerator shut down! It worked!
Tears rolled down my face as I cried out to him, but they were a very different sort of tears. A wonderful feeling of accomplishment and relief flooded my body. At the same time, what strength I'd had left disappeared and I collapsed to the floor. For a while, I just lay there, laughing and crying and enjoying being alive. Every time I thought about him, I thought my heart would burst.
Whew.
I can't quite believe I did that, but I am so glad, so glad. I feel like my heart's on fire. No, I don't have time to be thinking about that kind of shit. I need to tell Akane.
Akane! Sorry, but things are kind of busy over here. I'm gonna have to hang up now, okay?
Oh, of course, that's fine.
I wiped the tears from my eyes and nodded vigorously, even though I knew he couldn't see me. Then I looked over at the corner of the floor. There were the 2 bracelets Hongu had left behind. Yeah, I'm playing the entire trilogy.
Now.
But not until October. Well, Seven and Lotus don't look particularly happy with me. Not a very nice look to give someone who just saved your lives, guys.
Junpei, are you...
Okay.
Shut it.
Right. Okay, so maybe they have a reason to be pissed off. So what if I haven't pressed the enter key yet? Alright, nothing holding me back now. Here goes! Wait.
Incineration will begin in 90 seconds.
It doesn't sound like it's stopping.
What the shit? Why isn't it stopping?
Okay, maybe I didn't hit the key hard enough. Just hit it again. And again. And again! Okay, that's not working either. The alarm's still going off. What the hell is going on? I've got all the right numbers in the right boxes. It's perfect. So why the fuck isn't this thing stopping?
Incineration will begin in 60 seconds.
Wait, of course. That's what the numbers that showed up after the puzzle mean. 2 plus 4 plus 5 plus 7 plus 8. Snake, Clover, me, 7, and Lotus. Then door 9. No, that's it. The number on the door isn't a 9. It's not even a number.
It is hidden, but an exit can be found. Seek a way out. Seek a door that...
Holy shit. Of course. Then we just have to put the right number into the red and...
Incineration will begin in 30 seconds.
Run, guys! Get to the door! Run!
Oh shit, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit! Don't have much time. Man, I sure hope they could just trust me on this one or we are all fucked. Alright, no time to explain, just go!
Verify your numbers on the red.
Verify?
Who?
What combination?
All of us! We all need to verify!
Why?
You really think this is a good time to ask questions? Just do it!
Hurry, 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 hurry!
Incineration will begin in 10 seconds. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Central gate has been opened. Incineration system has been disabled.
Before you get that heart rate up. Oh, thank fucking Christ. No, no time to be happy. Time to go.
Hurry! We've only got 9 seconds before the door closes. Go, go!
Come on, guys, move it! Okay, they're all through. Move it, Junpei! Just in time. And there goes the door. Nah, don't calm down yet. You're not done. We still gotta find the dead.
Shit. Looks like we made it, huh?
Man, that guy sure can laugh when he wants to. Looks like Clover and Lotus are totally out of energy. Snake is shaking his head wearily. I just want to take a nap, but...
Akane? Akane! Can you hear me? Akane!
I want to tell her we made it. I want to tell her how good I feel. But nothing. The door opened. Standing in front of it was my brother.
Akane!
Oi!
I cried his name even though my voice was almost gone from screaming and leapt into his arms.
Oh, oi!
Akane!
I buried my face in his chest and cried again. I cried and cried and cried. The steady thump of his heart in my ear made me feel like I was home. Its beat was almost like a lullaby. I wrapped my arms around him as far as they would go and held him as tight as I could. I hope you grabbed those bracelets off the ground. Just to be there felt like a miracle. I hadn't felt the warmth of another human body in what seemed like an eternity. I just wanted to stay there in his arms forever. But I couldn't. The moment I passed through the door, my bracelet began counting down to death. I leapt away from him and looked around. The door had already closed. I spotted the dead only a short distance away. It only took me a moment to get to and scan all the bracelets. I left the ones Hongu had dropped on the scanner panel. Okay, we're good. We're good. That was it. We're good. She's smart. She did the smart. She's good. I took a deep breath and looked around again. The huge detective, who we'd all call 7 in 9 years, and Snake, the blind boy, were looking at me. They seemed to have been utterly stunned by my sudden appearance. Their eyes were wide and their mouths hung open.
Let's get out of here. If we don't book it, we might run into Hongo again.
Santa was right. It was time we got moving. The mention of Hongu seemed to jar 7 and Snake out of their surprise, and they nodded. We took off running up the spiraling staircase to freedom. Time for more running. But if they can get us out of here, no wonder we're running so hard. My heart's beating so hard I can barely hear. God, I can't wait to breathe real air again. Huh? Is 7 talking?
Hey, Junpei, can I ask you something?
What's up?
That door, the one with the 9 on it. Why'd it open?
Yeah, all 5 of us verified our numbers on the red. 2 plus 4 plus 5 plus 7 plus 8 is 26. That makes our digital route 8. It shouldn't have opened.
That's not like you, Lotus. I thought you would have figured it out already.
Huh? Why?
Because you were the person who taught me about the idea of bases.
Bases?
Yeah. What are the 2 numbers in base 2?
0 and 1.
How about base 10?
That goes from 0 to 9, right?
And how about base 16?
0 through F. After 9, it starts at A and goes from there. B, C, D, etc.
You're right. In other words, A in base 16 is 10 in base 10. B is 11, C is 12, D is 13, and so on.
So, what about it?
You don't get it? What if we keep going with that pattern? What if you go way past base 16 all the way to base 27?
Base 27?
Yeah.
Well, the numerical digits are the same. So, I guess you'd add alphabetical digits. E is 14, F is 15, G is 16.
H is 17, I is 18, J is 19,
K is 20, L is 21, M is 22.
N is 23, O is 24, P is 25.
Yeah, and? What comes after that?
Q.
26!
And what does that mean?
That wasn't a 9 on the door.
It was a Q! A fucking lowercase q!
Yep, that's pretty much it. I guess to put it another way, you could say that it was a 9 in base 10, but a Q in base 27.
Time for more running. God, my thighs are killing me. I swear any moment now I'm gonna tear a muscle. I feel like every single cell of my body is dying for air. Damn, every breath I take is a chore now. I feel like my lungs are gonna burst. Maybe just a short rest. Nah, can't stop. Don't have time. Come on, legs. There can't be too many more of these steps left. Let's run. Run. Like a bullet down a fired... or a rifled barrel? You need to specify that? Like a tornado cutting through a sea of clouds. I feel like we're running along the back of a giant coiled dragon. Finally! Jesus, I can barely breathe. No, Junpei, no time to rest. Pull yourself together, you're almost here.
All right, I'm gonna open it.
Yeah.
Yes, we're finally here.
Please do.
Sure, you look like a big, heavy door, but you're the only thing standing between me and my freedom. But even more important than that, you're the only thing standing between me and Akane. You're gonna open, and you're gonna open now. I felt a hand on my shoulder. Oh, okay. He gave it a small, reassuring squeeze. I was so happy. I felt like I could melt. My heart was at peace. And not only because my brother and I were back together again, thanks to the huge detective, all 9 of us who had been kidnapped. We're finally able to escape from the Gigantic. On the distant horizon, we could see the faint outline of the ship as it sank. It gave a thunderous roar as it finally slipped beneath the waves. Its last cry echoed out across the ocean, and then it was gone.
Yeah.
It was over. It was finally over. Or was it? Was it really? No, that was wrong. That wasn't it at all. I was sure of it. This wasn't the end. It was only the beginning. This was only a prologue to what would happen in 9 years. This game. Yes, finally, air! Damn, that sun is bright. I can barely see anything. Huh, I gotta admit, this doesn't quite look like... Wait.
No way.
You've gotta be shitting me.
What?
It can't be.
This is...
This is the
No.
building in the Nevada desert.
Fucking way.
the mock experiment building.
Oh my god. This whole time we were in Building Q.
Sure enough, that's a desert out there, with mountains all around it. Hello there, sun. Boy, am I ever glad to see you. I don't think I've ever been so happy to see a sunrise. I just heard something fall? Right, our bracelets. I guess I've never really got a good look at the underside of one of these. Let's see what's inside you. Just a little electronic chip, like an ATM card. That's it. There's nothing else. Nothing that even looks like a detonator. There was never a detonator to begin with. Figures.
Akane.
Jumpy.
Guess I must be pretty crazy about the girl if I think I'm hearing her voice in the wind. But what? I still have like 4 questions. Everything's all clicking together. God. I can't really explain. It's like knowledge gained over the entire game.
Are you okay?
Oh, come on. This is nothing.
Really?
Yeah.
You don't look okay.
It was just before the end of elementary school. Jumpy and I were sitting next to each other on a small hill, looking down at the town as the sun slowly set.
How does it look then?
He was half serious and half joking. I thought about it for a minute first.
Well, let's see. It looks like you kissed a toad and got warts, but then they just kept growing and growing and growing.
What does that even mean?
Junpei grinned and...
Ow.
See? I told you you're not okay. You're too reckless. You can't beat 5 8th graders, Jumpy. That's crazy.
Yeah, but I couldn't just stand there. I mean, don't you think so? I had to do something.
Look at the Nevada desert go past. For an SUV, this thing has a pretty smooth ride. Sure was nice of someone to leave it for us outside the building, keys in the ignition and gas in the tank. Almost like it was a present, you know? Anyway, we jumped in and now here we are, screaming across the desert. Lotus is over there in the passenger seat. Snake and Seven and I are all squeezed into the back seat here. I still can't believe we let her drive.
Woohoo! This is so fun! This is so awesome! Driving is so great when there's nothing around, and there's no speed limit.
We're gonna die.
Hey, Clover, watch those bumps, all right? This car jumps even a little, and I think I'm gonna get crushed to death.
Hey, shut it. I can't help if I'm big, all right? Suck it up.
Why don't you drive, Seven?
I'm a cop. I ain't gonna break the law.
He doesn't have an international license.
Yeah, but you could have sat in the passenger seat.
Oh, hell no. There's no way I'm giving this seat up. And Clover, there's no need to slow down. The car Santa and June are in should be somewhere down this road ahead of us.
Yeah, I saw some fresh tire tracks going out. There's no doubt about it.
Then we've got to hurry if we want to catch them, don't we?
Sure thing.
Oh shit! God damn, she doesn't have to drive so fast. Man, I didn't even think a car like this could go this fast. Sure throwing up a lot of dust. It was a couple hours after we'd run into the junior high students. They'd been hiding in the bushes on the back of one of the hills, drenching a kitten in gasoline. The moment we saw what they were doing, Jumpy ran up to them, furious.
Hey! What the hell are you doing?
Then he jumped on them. He quickly scooped up the kitten and tossed it to me. I caught it and ran for the police station as fast as I could.
Help me! Officer, please! You have to come with me!
The policeman and I headed back to the hill. All we found was Jumpy sprawled on the ground with a face covered in big swelling lumps.
You couldn't run away after you threw the kitty to me?
He stuck his tongue out through the hole in his mouth where a tooth had fallen out.
Yeah, I guess I could've.
Then why didn't you?
I didn't want to. I wanted to beat him up. Beat him up real good.
Because of what they were doing to the kitty.
Yeah, that too, but I think they were the ones behind those murders our first semester. Remember?
Oh, you mean the bunnies.
Oh.
Yeah, the bunnies.
He plucked some grass from the ground and tossed it into the wind.
They asked me what elementary school I was from, so I told them. And then they said they'd do the same thing to you that they did to the rabbits. I couldn't forgive them for that, so I... Hey, there's still some stuff I don't get.
Of course, they probably don't know any more than I do.
Like Ace. Well, I guess I should say Gentaro Hongo. Why did he create the Nonary Project? Anybody? Any ideas?
Why don't you ask him yourself?
Well, yeah, I guess I could.
He's still in the trunk, I assume?
Ha! Yeah, he is. Still tied up, I'm assuming, with his mouth taped shut. Good! His eyes just look empty. No emotion. He looks like he's just given up. I wonder if he even cares what happens to him anymore.
Hey, were you listening to us?
Yeah, go ahead and try to pretend you weren't, you old bastard. Let's get that tape off your mouth.
Come on, I know you were. Answer me.
You could at least look at me when you talk, man.
only wanted to see the faces.
That's what I thought.
Human faces.
Yep.
I thought if I could gain the ability to access the morphic field set, then perhaps I could see faces. By peering into people's minds, you could understand how they were processing the expressions of others.
That's it?
Yes, if you want to put it simply. But if you are looking for a more philosophical answer, I can supply that as well. You see, the human collective consciousness...
I think that's enough out of you, pal. Time for the tape to go back on.
All right. So what's your second question?
You said there were some things you didn't get, didn't you?
Well, somebody's a little nosy.
Well, my next question doesn't really have anything to do with you two. This is for you, Seven. It's about the whole Alice thing.
Yeah, okay, so yeah, that's...
What's the deal with that?
Yeah.
Well, see, 9 years ago, after I escaped from the Gigantic, I kept going after Hongo on my own, hoping I'd catch him when he finally slipped up. During the course of my investigations, I learned a lot more about the Gigantic. I also found out about Bourdain and Alice.
You're not really answering my question. Was there actually a girl who wouldn't melt at room temperature?
Sounds like Hongo has something to say. Alright, fine, I'll let you talk, but you gotta behave.
What?
Alice doesn't exist. 9 years ago, I found Alice's coffin behind the library on the bottom deck. There was nothing in it but the root of a peculiar plant. My research determined that it was a member of the genus Mandragora, of the family Solanaceae. I was able to extract a particular alkaloid from it. I used that extract to create Soparu. Its creation was a tremendous boon to my firm, and we grew rapidly.
Shit, this is gonna go on forever. Tape's going back on. The rest of my questions can wait a bit. For now, I think I'll just enjoy the ride.
Here, this is for you.
What's this?
This is a for you doll. His name is Junpei.
Jumpy pulled something out of his pocket and shoved out his arm toward me. In his hand was a doll made of yarn, small enough to fit in his palm.
Jumpy, are you sure it's, for you, doll?
Huh? Yeah, the lady at the shop said so, that means it's for you, right?
Are you sure it's not a voodoo doll?
Poor Junpei.
Wait, what? That's... Oh, man. Oh, man.
Well, it sure looks like a voodoo doll. I mean, you do know what a voodoo doll is used for, right?
Yeah, I guess calling it Junpei isn't a very good idea then.
Why are you giving me this anyway? It just seems really sudden.
Well, you know how after June, we aren't gonna get to see each other too much? I mean, we're gonna be in different schools, and I just thought I'd,
Oh, okay, well, how about we call it June then?
Okay. So, I wanted to give you this.
You sound like some sort of tribal chief in a bad movie.
Yes. I, head of tribe. This doll, traditional charm of tribe. So I give this. It me. So we always together.
Oh, Jumpy.
If something bad, then hold and pray. I go wherever you are. So here, take.
I reached my hand out and picked up the doll gently.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Jumpy.
Before I knew it, I was crying. Tears streamed down my face and fell into June's tiny yarn body.
Oh, Jumpy. I'll never forget you. I promise.
Jumpy looked straight into my eyes and said just 5 words.
I'll never forget you either.
The sky was a beautiful crimson red as it melted down toward the horizon. The last golden rays of sunlight stretched out across the city and painted themselves across the hills. We sat, bathed in the warm light of evening. Just the two of us, leaning gently against one another, shoulder to shoulder. The sun set, and we still didn't leave. We watched in silence as the darkness deepened, and one by one, the lights of the town began to flicker on. 9 words, right? Missed opportunity. There's still one thing I don't get. To be honest, it's the biggest mystery as far as I'm concerned, and also the only one that's really important. It has to do with June and Akane. 9 years ago, she died in the incinerator on the Gigantic. But she's still alive now as June. But how? Was it because I tapped into the morphogenic field set and saved her 9 years ago? Alright, let's say that makes some kind of insane sense. If I did that, then how do I make sense of what Seven remembers? Snake makes sense, he's blind. He couldn't have seen her body anyway. But Seven, he said he was sure he saw it. Does that mean there's some kind of historical discrepancy? Or, wait, maybe that's not it at all. There is one other logical explanation. Was what you told me the truth, Seven? You look satisfied. No. No way. He couldn't.
Hey, look! Over there. There's somebody next to the road.
What?
What? The burning gaze of the Nevada sun pounded down on her head. The desert around her rippled with heat. Standing there on that shimmering plain was a woman, her arm out and her thumb up. It would not be long before Junpei realized who she was. Fucking what? Fucking what? Fucking what? You huh? Fucking what? Fucking what? It's not even fair. This is not even fair. What a fucking game, dude. What a fucking game.